Don't know too much about this one. All I know is it's a dude-like roguelike. How many dudes? So, based on what I'm seeing here, it's going to be increasingly difficult challenges like how many dudes to kill a gorilla with roguelike elements. I don't know, a buddy of mine told me about it. Sounded cool from the way he described it. Let's ride, new run. Round 1, 10 toddlers. Oh, one dude could easily take that, right? Oh yeah, this is a freebie. Yeah, did they even touch me? That might have been hitless. I little bro'd them right there, hand out in front of them, giving them the fucking business down here, popping them. Need more dudes. Post a flyer to attract a new type of dude to the ranch. Oh, the old Ram Ranch. Okay, so Spartan dudes and Bard dudes. Spartans, 20% chance to block attacks, aim at nearby dudes. Bard dudes, every 4 attacks, Bard dude plays a song that inspires 4 random dudes, increasing their damage and run speed by 4% for 4 seconds. This effect stacks up to 4 times. That feels really good. Let's do a Bard dude. They're tiny horses. They're ponies and ducks. I think we win this. Yeah. I kind of ganged up on my Bard dude, but that's okay. No, I'm assuming he comes back, right? I'll give him like a Senzu Bean and he'll be back. Oh, I lost him for good. He's just dead. 36 toddlers. We'll just keep doing the easier fights. Yeah, they're getting cooked. Except this guy might go down. Never mind. Teamwork. There we go. Good work. 134 toddlers. That should be free. Oh, I don't know, actually, he's really surrounded. And still completely fine. They can't do anything except just, like, goo goo gaga and fucking throw up, tinkle their little britches. God, my bards and clerics do so much. Oh! My god, he fucking blasted my background dudes like a kickball. That's making a beautiful sound. What a serene melody. Sounds like Donald Duck getting run through a wood chipper. Yeah, we're not losing any health right now. I bet the stats on this one are great. Yeah. Yeah, that's... Oh, they did the most damage and some of the most... And almost the most healing. Oh, there's a gorilla in here. Uh-oh. Luckily, I have a ton of healing. He's fucking shoryukening our ass. Yeah, in these long sustained fights, I'm basically unkillable. I just have so much sustain. And I'm getting so many free items. 708 bees? We'll just do the little ducks. Oh, actually, this could be dangerous. But I'm not a bitch. Give me the little ducks. Holy fuck. They're gonna melt my fucking computer. And it'll cost me $1 million to get more RAM for a new one. They did no damage. They actually did no damage. Oh man, this guy's killing us. Holy shit. Wow, I underestimated the unicorn terribly. That's super not good. Oh my god. Oh god, no. No, my run. Holy shit, these bees were crazy. What the fuck? Those bees were nuts. Oh, what? Fuck, man. I cannot believe those bees were that hard to kill. Damn! Yeah, so I think next run, I need to focus... I'll do like a very quick one. I think I need to focus entirely on damage instead of like sustain. Just to see. For shit like that. I'm just gonna do a really crazy like Ooga Booga run here. No think, just damage. Oh my god, he's absolutely obliterating all of my medics. They spawned right next to the big guy. That couldn't have been worse positioning. Wow, I lost so many medics right away. I haven't killed a single thing. I've killed one wolf. GG. Yeah, that build was just not a good idea. I didn't have a whole lot of synergy. I just went for high DPS and crit. And it did not work. I did not like Paladin at all. Was not a huge fan there. I just genuinely think there is so much potential with Paladins. Even though I didn't love them in my last run, their base stats are so good. I'm going Paladin again. Maybe I just didn't see the good relics. Toddlers will probably actually be easier than this one. Oh, this vampire is surrounded. Holy shit, they're ganging up on him like he has fucking Hershey's chocolate bars in his pockets. Good lord. Regular dude just woke up. He just came back from the hospital and immediately died again. And I lost a vampire. Okay, I actually lost quite a bit there, to be honest. Man, the kids don't have a chance against this squad. Holy fuck, they roll out and just annihilate them. Alright. I'm liking our build right now. I'm really liking our build right now. I also have a nice 4 meteors here, which I might actually rip. Oh, maybe not, maybe not. Didn't need to. Gotta have faith in the boys, man. If you don't believe in the boys, who will? I think I will just blow him away so I can save that Viking dude. No, don't do it, Viking dude! I did that to save you! Ended up working out just fine. Nope, he still died. All you had to do was not go over there and try and solo him. The vampire thing just procced. I saw it happen. That was cool. When vampire dude takes damage while below 50, steals 20% health from random dude if that dude has more health than him. That sucks for me. When cleric dude takes fatal damage, he will recover with full health and send out divine pulse with 300% increased range and 1000% increased power. Each cleric dude can do this once per round. Sure. Can't re-roll anyway. Oh, my medic's up. Just play it safe. I'm about to have 5 medics come in, so let's do this. Very clean! Didn't lose anybody. Oh my god, we are fucking sailing so smooth.
Oh yeah.
Wow. That was no problem at all. Yeah, we fucking ganged up on him like we were trying to recover a fumble in football there. This is pretty clean! This is even cleaner than my first run. I'm liking the position we're in here. Alright, I'm back. My fucking dudes are getting a little rambunctious here, a little out of control, antsy. Ram Ranch is popping off right now. Oh, reduce enemy damage by 1% for 5 seconds, stacking up to 10 times? That sounds very strong. 3 alpha wolves. Fuck it. I forgot these were the alpha wolves. These guys don't do shit to us. They're small fry. I could give everyone 5% crit chance, like that's probably worth spread across this many dudes. Or I can give my vampire dudes an additional 30% HP. Don't know if I care about that much, let's just do this. This is guaranteed benefits. I don't remember seeing these pigs. Did I avoid pigs in my round 80 run? The feral hogs. Hog Rider! This vampire and this pig were having quite the slugfest there. God, our health just doesn't move. We have so many ways of healing. I love the sound that they make, too. It sounds like the Mario Party minigame when you make that song and they just go... Or like Banjo-Kazooie characters.
Oh yeah.
I'm just gonna keep load. Oh, that's a lot. 3... That might be a little much. That might be a little too much. If I was a bitch, run it. Okay, we're handling it pretty well so far. There we go, we got our first kill. Our second kill. Everyone's still at full health? Wow. Wow. We are looking strong. They didn't kill anybody. I thought for sure we were gonna lose someone there. Even the regular dudes are alive and at full health. Even the regular dudes. Holy shit. The God Run. Wow. 29k damage dealt by the Vikings. Yep. Oh, man. The dude crews. Very smooth. You do love to see it. Just more Viking dudes. Might as well. Yeah, we're fucking flipping them like burgers on the grill right now. We're extremely tanky and our damage is very good. Our damage was a problem early on, but late game we scaled so well with all these Vikings. This one's the toughest one so far, but it looks like our vampires stacked the damage reduction on them because they're not hitting as hard anymore. So good, man. So good. Woo! Yep. We got all of the shit stacked, so now they can't kill us. They're powerless. Once the most fearsome predators in the animal kingdom. They can do nothing against the dudes. I thought for a second this might have been a tough wave. It was not. Oh, we're so strong! I think I do want some more vampires, though. We have a perfectly even spread, really. I think some more vampires would do us well. Hang in there. Ugh. Alright, we're good. I don't need to pop anymore. I might have played that too safe, to be honest. I think I might have used too much shit, but whatever. Damn, they are hitting hard now, though. Okay, so now we're getting into the, like, actual end game. Nice. I'm just gonna keep loading up on Vikings. Oh, no, not the big bees. Not the big bees. That I'm just not risking. That's a run ender right there. It's not worth it. I'll fight the fucking polar bear. I'll take a little bit of money lost there to not have to deal with the bees. Also, this berserk chain is looking really good. He's giving it to my clerics and shit. That's crazy. And this one vampire. He's got him. Oh, wait, no, that was rude. Just threw him away like some dirty laundry. Man, the sound this one is making. I think we're gonna get into the territory where it starts fucking melting my GPU. It'll cost me $12,000 to get a new one with the new fucking Nvidia prices that are rumored to be coming out. God damn it! Stabilize! I think we got it. I think we got there. I wanted a burner phone, but I couldn't find an opportunity. I had to keep trying to heal. Christ, they were tough. We did it! Round 100 complete. Oh yeah. We did it. Now we're just into the endless waves. We fucking did it, baby. Man, round 100 was no joke. That made me blow every resource I had. But we did it. Oh, and we're gonna finish with bees. No way I get out of this alive. Unless... We're actually gonna hang on. I thought for sure the bees would cook us. We went through 1,000 bees and 54 big bees. Pretty fucking good. Just keep dropping meteors. They're very tanky, so it's taking a while to kill, but we're gonna survive just fine. I'm excited to see what else they add to this game. Because this is still just a demo. I imagine they'll get up to things that aren't just animal related. How many dudes to kill Cthulhu? How many dudes to kill fucking Galactus? I'm very curious. Wow, we're gonna fucking survive this too. Really? Wait, we're doing so well. I'm telling you, man, vampires might have been the secret sauce. Paladins and vampires. We already knew cleric and medics were amazing, and Vikings always sounded good, but I had no idea vampires would perform this well. They're unkillable. Even when one does die, it revives itself, and since it has so much lifesteal and shit and overhealing, it probably just like gets itself all the way back to full without me even noticing. Very cool. That's some good shit. Oh my god. I didn't think we'd be able to buy here. What the fuck? This is so good. I don't even need to use any items here. The polar bears are weak. Polar bears are actually kind of shit. They're just very tanky. One thing I would like them to do in the full game is instead of everything just punching, I'd love if they had different animations. So like the ninja, they throw shuriken, samurai, like more sword-oriented type shit, paladin, maybe like a hammer. That'd be nice. And maybe they eventually will do that. There is one guy over here getting ganged up by every fucking alpha wolf, and he is still fine. And one guy here too. They are all going to this guy and still can't do anything. It's like fucking Katamari over here. Who is that guy? Give him a medal. What a fucking animal. Face tanking the entire football team. Holy shit. What the fuck? One toddler. One random toddler? Interesting. This is gonna be tough. Yeah, they just killed the paladin right away. Run! No! They got us. 1,600 geese. Round 114, that's pretty fucking good. Woof! That was clean. I took a snooze, now it's time for dudes. I want to do a new run because this was just experimenting at the end of the last video. Got up to, what was it, round 114, but I think I can go all the way up to round 1014. I truly believe in myself. Now that I've become the master of men, I feel like I know what to look for, what kind of build I want. So, it's just a matter of optimizing and hopefully getting some good rolls. I wonder if I should get a medic dude, or continue to try new stuff, like with the warlock. I might try the warlock. Let's try the warlock. We haven't used them before. Let's see how this goes. Just out of curiosity. I feel like that's going to be really good. Both of these are good. Warlocks really were a terrible call. Like, actually really bad. That's okay, though. That's okay. Collecting data. That's all. A little bit of dude data. Warlocks were just a really bad choice. I think I'm just going to abandon Warlocks, unless they have a really good relic that I haven't seen yet. This is gonna need to be dude juice for sure. Lost too many clerics. Ooh, the bees. I'm not afraid of bees anymore. I've grown up. Yeah, I'm no longer traumatized by those dirty little bastards, those bitches. They don't scare me. That's perfect. They instantly killed 10 skeletons, so now we are so buffed. That was perfect. See, that's what I want every time. Just instant 10 skeledudes killed. Just fucking blasted, so that way all of us are tankier and we fight in their honor. Wow, our damage is incredible because of the skeleton dudes. Holy shit. Them dying just gives us so much. We get so much value out of it. You know, the Warlocks really weren't the worst call in the world. They just don't ever die. Which is nice. Maybe I should have bought the Taunting Relic for them when I had the chance. And I think focusing on, like, mainly these 3 units has been crucial. Instead of spreading everything out. Oh my god, the amount of skeleton dudes we can have there if I can just find a taunt. I'm gonna grab this in the hopes that I get a taunt, because this just seems so good. This is great, but I'm trying to invest for, like, going into 150. Oh, I just need to find a taunt. A skeleton taunt, specifically, because then all my skeletons taunt for 4 seconds. Holy shit. Imagine the amount of skeleton dudes we can summon with that. I've gotta gamble for it. I've gotta. Oh, I need the taunt! But at least I get this back. Should I re-roll for it? I can do it a couple times to really try and fish. But I mean, this is guaranteed right here. I'm gonna have a huge investment come through anyway. I'll wait for the investment, then I'll just do a ton of re-rolling. Let's get the guaranteed here, though. And I'm gonna save. Re-roll, maybe. There it is! It's Bony Backhand! That's the one I'm looking for! Holy shit! Skeledudes, 20% toughness, and taunt 4 nearby enemies to attack them for 4 seconds when they're summoned. I should be spawning a billion Skeledudes if this procs at all for me. I summoned 1. But at least they're taunting. The taunt is still incredible. There's my huge investment. God, the taunting is so good. Oh my god, the taunting is good. Fuck, what a crazy run. Damn, they can't even kill the skeleton dudes that are coming in. Yeah, we got 41 active right now. Wow! Wow! That's a lot of dudes coming in, brother. We got dudes coming out of the woodwork. We got dudes coming from the shadows. Dudes coming out of nowhere. Somehow they are laser focusing on our clerics. What the fuck? I've summoned over 200 skeledudes. Okay, next one I'm gonna have to pop my phones and get the clerics out. Ah, Jesus. Alright, now they're dying, we're fine. Oh, we might make it to 120! I'm putting the cart before the horse a little bit here, but this is looking good. GG. Damn it! The polar bears didn't really fucking do anything. It was all entirely the gorillas. Fuck, man, the gorillas were strong. Well, we got to 119 at least. If I hit a store, we're good, but I don't hit a store here. It's next round I hit a store. GG! 119. Fuck! Another really good run, though. If I didn't take warlocks, if I took something else there, probably medical dudes. If I took the medic dude, that could have kept going. Like, these weren't terrible, because they never died. But if I took the medic dude there, oh man. That was a throw here. I just wanted to get experimental. Taking that was a throw, but still cool to see. Oh, this was a really great game. Pixels were beautiful. Oh, it was, man. Neon Inferno was a banger. Man, back-to-back bangers. Brutal John was great. Neon Inferno was great. Now we're going to go into How Many Dudes, which is great. You love to see that. 2026, I got a little resolution. I want to statistically have been the guy that played the most games on stream. Like, variety of games. My last dude run went up to 119. I know if I had just not thrown by grabbing warlocks, I would have been in the 120s. Easily. I've got a good handle on the fundamentals. A bard would be great, too. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go Necro Dude, Franken Dude, because I think that's the strongest combination in the game. Cleric for sure. And then maybe Bard Spartan for blocking. Because the big problem at the end of the game is like the fucking 2,000 gorillas and shit. There's the cleric! Oh my god, we're getting everything we need right away! Painless! Now the last thing I want is Spartans, and I think we're kinda set. Oh, I didn't get Spartans. Damn, that's really unlucky. It's gonna have to be Paladins then. Damn. Really wanted Spartans. I don't think Paladins are going to be able to tank enough for us in the 120s. No choice though. I didn't get any dice, so I can't reroll. Tough. Alright, Paladins. No, I guess no. It has to be paladins. I can't risk anything else. That's just super not helpful. My Franken dudes are just getting fucking blasted. This is so useless for me. But we're gonna grab it. Again, we're gonna try and prep for a 120 run. It's looking unlikely, but oh my god. Man. Picking up that cleric relic there immediately just paid off big time. That by itself just saved us. Alright, alright. Alright, that's looking good now. That's looking really good now. Alright. Are we back? Are we fucking back? Okay, it's looking good again. Alright, we're entering the late game now. Well, not really. We still have another 50 waves before late game, but we're starting to turn it around. That's what we needed right there. That's what we fucking needed. You can never count the dude out. A dude is at his strongest with his pants down, fucking ass up. And look at us now. Yikes. Okay, I have to pop that potion. That was looking a little threatening. None of my Skella dudes died, so we didn't get any of the toughness or the other buffs or anything. That's okay. I don't know if we can kill the unicorn without taking a lot of casualties. I need to show faith in the dudes, though. I need to. If I don't believe in them, who will? Yep, they instantly killed one of my clerics, but luckily he procced. Okay, we only lost 3. Technically 4. Alright, that wasn't too bad. Could have been a lot worse. Yeah, I wish I didn't grab these 4 paladins. Like, I had to choose paladins because there was no other option, but I wish I didn't grab 4 more of them. That would have been really nice if I spent it on bards or Franken dudes. I fucked up. Oh god, 3 unicorns. Instantly just killed 2 of my necro dudes. Instantly. Damn unicorns, fucking bastards, I tell you what. And these bad boys are standing strong. Holy. Having a hard time chopping them up. Almost there. They did not go quietly. Instantly dropped those 1,000 bees. That's probably the fastest I've ever killed the 1,000 bees. Hang in there, you fucking bastards! Please stop dying. My bards are getting clapped. Alright, we're fine. He gets around 200. I don't think anyone's got past round 123 from what I've seen. 123 is the filter. Because 123 is 1660 polar bears. And I think the only way you can get past that is with Spartans. Why I was trying to build Spartans, because I think they're like really the only way. Man, they're tapping my bards hard. Why? Leave them alone! The only units I fucking lost were bards. Oh, yeah. Man, they fucking blasted some bards. Damn, they're still blasting some bards. Oh fuck, they're really... Oh man, they're really getting after the bards. Hopefully they'll start dying soon, because, holy shit. Jiminy Christmas. About fucking time. My god. So many bard corpses littering the battlefield. Oh god damn. My Franken dudes! Yeah, oh my god, I didn't get the click off. Yeah, 114's tough. I should have shroomed earlier. Oh, come on, stop. Hey, leave him alone. He tried his- leave him alone, he tried his best. Just kill him with dignity. Hey, cut guys, grow up. Oh, come on. Leave him alone, guys. Damn. I've got a new interesting speedrun strategy I'm about to try. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna choose early game easy route more often and compound the investments. So I'm just going to keep stacking them till it gets hard. Ooh, this is a rough start. Okay, so now I have a decision to make. Do I go Franken dudes or do I go for Bard? I actually think I go for Bard. I think I just keep re-rolling for Bard. But the Necro Dude, Franken Dude combo, oh, brother, that's putting Mozart in front of a piano. I don't know. I feel like I'm gonna get a lot of value if I go Bard. Plus, everyone and their mother's doing Necro Dude, Franken Dude. We're going for Bard. We're getting experimental. Yeah, I'm gonna go Unicorn. I should be able to kill it. Yeah, the taunting was really good here because he's all over the knight. Look at that. No casualties on Unicorn Wave. Oh, fuck, that's nice. That's some good shit. That's some real good shit. Kata came in here to appreciate it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I know. It's looking pretty good. And we haven't even got to the main experimentation of the run yet. With my doubled investments, I know. Kata, what's up? I know. Good girl. I'm very surprised. Like this, I've been like malnourished this run on relics because I've been saving, and we're still this strong. This is pretty solid. I do think, though, after this boss, I will need to do the easy routes. Because, like, see, like, now I'm starting to kind of get slapped around a little bit here. We lost a couple units. So it'll probably be required to do the easy stuff going forward. That unicorn is really looking at that bard right there. He's being real mean to my bard. He's bullying him for no reason. What a piece of shit. Oh, he killed a regular dude. Have mercy. It was just a normal man. He wasn't even a fighter. He was here by accident. He wandered in. Okay. I'm about to have so much money come in. I wonder if 2 investments is enough. 2 full investments stacked. Or if I should do 3. That's the decision I'm about to have to make. So there's 12k. That's fucking massive. But should I do it again? Get up to the 26,000 by the end. Like, I'm still doing fine. I can't decide. Nice! Pretty good! The damn shame still no bony buckler. Or bony backhand, whatever the fuck it is. Oh yeah! Wait, what a fucking hold here! Holy shit! Nice! So good! Good shit, dudes. Holy fuck. The dude news is looking good here. They tried to separate us. I mean, they successfully separated us. Like, that did happen, but don't let it tilt you, boys. Hang in there, dudes. I could just burner phone, but I didn't need to. I'm trying to save it for 119. Excellent work. Nice. We lost a couple of bards, but that's okay. That's what dude juice is there for. It exists for a reason. I actually want to see the stats on this one here. I feel like the vampires did a lot for me. Reducing their damage. Wow, they even did like a ton of healing on their own. God, look at the damage taken from the knights and the damage prevented from the knights. Oh my god. No surprise with the bards and clerics doing that much damage, but Jesus, the damage prevented is crazy. Alright. This is the make or break. on, boys. Come on, boys. Come on. Oh man, 119 is just too hard. Man, 119 is brutal. Fuck! We weren't able to get there. Got every single night relic. Damn it. Run it back, run it back. That strategy though of the double, well no, the triple investment, that's the way. Oh my god, we're so cooked. No healing at all. Man, the toddlers are eating us alive. This is such a terrible setup here. I cannot believe how bad this is. I just kind of want to see it through now. This is unbelievable. This is probably the saddest fucking dude run of all time. I can't decide if I want Cleric or Bard more. I'm kind of leaning Cleric. Bard's extremely good though. Thank god I saved my pocket dice. Oh my god, no way. That's incredible. Even double pocket dicing. Well, that's pretty much GG. Ooh. I lost 2 Franken dudes there? What the? 3 Franken dudes there? What? Wow, I didn't expect that. Wow. Those guys kind of popped off on me. Yeah, wow, what they are actually clapping my Franken dudes. Oh wait, I haven't checked my roster order in a while. Did my knight take the 30%? I think it did. Yeah. That unicorn just destroyed half of my Necro dudes. That's crazy. What a rampage it just went on. Oh! Wow. There goes half of my Necro dudes. Wow. Man, the unicorn, like, this entire run, they have really hated those guys. They focused the fuck out of them. What in tarnation? Their damage is also really good now because of the stored pact buff that they get. So their damage has been really good. I've been looking at the numbers. They're constantly like second. Well, I guess tied for third here, but it fluctuates. Their damage is really good. That's the important thing. Wow. insta-killing half, yep. The unicorns fucking hate necromancy. Okay, but the free restock was helpful. Oh my god. Oh my god, these are both so fucking good. I mean, this is better in this situation, but that's also so good. Oh my god, what the fuck? We could have had something crazy if I had a little bit more money. Hopefully I see it again. Oh my lord, Tourniquet was unreal. If I could have gone Tourniquet and Frenzy, what the fuck, man? Hopefully I can see Tourniquet again. Haven't lost a single non-Skella dude. I thought for sure I'd need to pop a consumable here. Nope. Even my one knight, unrelicked, is still alive. Holy shit. Still didn't need it. Holy shit. Wait, we are cooking. We are cooking. You love to see that, man. The boys are really performing well. These dudes are putting on a fucking show. Excellent work, gentlemen. It's fucking unreal. I haven't needed any consumables. This is great going into 114. Even the bees, man! Even the bees can't fuck me! Oh my god. No fucking way! Holy shit! Not a single casualty. Or consumable. Man, what a squad. Warlocks did great, man. Warlocks really did impress me here. I'm very proud of them. I'm loving it! Those unicorns even tried to isolate one Franken dude, bully him, and couldn't. They really thought. The big bees really thought, huh? They were really thinking there for a moment, weren't they? How interesting. How truly interesting. To have been thinking. Embarrassing. Embarrassing. Alright, it's 114, baby. I don't think... Did either of my... There we go. Wow, there was so much lag there. Neither one of my things went off. Alright. Eyes on the prize now. Let's get to 120, baby. It's crazy how the knight doesn't die. I have put 0 relics into the knight, nothing, and he still has survived every single round. I think he's only died like once when I first got him. When he first showed up at my doorstep. Alright, 119. This has been by far my best run. This is my best chance. Come on, boys. Hang in there, hang in there, hang in there. Holy fuck, we're gonna make it. Holy shit, we made it. Holy shit, we made it. We're in the 120s. We fucking did it. We're in the 120s. Okay. Uncharted water. I don't think I need the lightning. Maybe I do. Nice! 121! Man, the Warlock's still not dying. Nor Franken dudes. Alright, we're getting to 123. Getting close. I don't think anyone's beaten 123 yet. Oh my god. Oh. Hang in there. GG. Fuck, I couldn't make it to 123. Just shy. $122. Fuck! Great run, though. What a fucking great run. If I could have got a cleric instead of a knight, I think I had that. Though, admittedly, focusing on just 4 units instead of 5, I think also has a lot of benefits. Because I was able to juice so many medics and so many necro dudes, because then I didn't have to focus on also getting this one up. So, overall, I think 4 is very viable, but if I could have had clerics here, or bards, oof, that would have been amazing. I've really come around on warlocks. That was a really good showing from warlocks. I'm fully committing to the build in my head, which is medic, cleric, bard, necro dude, franken dude. And if I do not get that assortment, I'll probably just reset. And instantly not getting what I wanted. Okay. No, maybe Viking. Since maybe instead of doing Medic, Bard, Cleric, I'll do Medic, Cleric, Viking, Necro Dude, Franken Dude. Because Viking can give everything Berserk, which will be really good for us. Yep, there we are. That's the sound of a dude. There we go, we got our Franken Dudes. Nice. This is the one I wanted. That's the exact one I wanted. And pocket dice. Actually perfect. Threw that goose like a football. Damn, we got bards. I really need medic dude. I don't think bard's enough. Though... Cleric, Bard, Viking, Franken Dude, Necro Dude. Is Cleric good enough at healing? I don't know if Cleric can do it. That's the only problem, is I'm not confident Cleric is enough healing. Bard is so fucking good. I'm doing it, I'm doing it. I need to save this just so we can get Necro Dude for sure. Good. I'm pretty optimistic here about this run. I feel like, because when we get to 122, their damage increases 2% every second. Oh, come on, not like this. Oh my god, not like this. No way. Okay, I'll go fuck myself. Really? 4 rerolls and no Necro Dude. I guess we'll try this, but now my Franken Dude is fucking useless. Oh, wow. Alright, we'll see if Vikings can carry. I'll just not put anything into Franken Dudes. Man, that's crazy. That's crazy. That blows my mind. What shit RNG that was. Woof! Man, we're taking damage. But at least they're saying ha, ha ha ha, ha 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 ha. It's like in Chivalry when you spam emotes. Spam the voice lines. Charge! That kind of thing. Wow. We are weak as fuck. Oh boy. I might not be able to do a full dump here. Because then we have zero chance of even making it to 120. Come on, come on, come on, hang in there, hang in there, hang in there, hang in there. Nah, I was right. I knew we couldn't survive that. Oh well, that was a terrible run. I did not get the shit that I wanted. I knew I should have trusted my fucking gut there. Ugh. Oh, I should have trusted my gut. That's so sad. Don't think you're getting anywhere without a Spartan, though. I did a Spartan run earlier. I was very unimpressed with the Spartans. Oh, this is tragic. Oh, this is so tragic. That's crazy. Okay. Gonna have to rely on RNG, no pocket dice. No bitches. Please, I need pocket dice. I don't want to be wasting too much money. I need to be compounding investments. But I'm gonna grab that because that's too good to pass up. I need pocket dice, you bastard! Thank you. That's all I can afford, though. We gotta get Franken-Dude with one reroll. Yeah, I've been kind of addicted to this game. I just want to be one of the first people to beat round 123. I've been coming close. Well, rather, I came close once to getting to 123. I died on 122 right at the end. Okay, no Franken-Dude in our first set here. Oh my god, not like this. No, 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 we have one more reroll. Franken-Dude! Okay, we're cooked. GG. Probably GG. I guess just medics. But the run is cooked. The run is actually fully fucking cooked. We'll just save the money for a big compound interest buy. I'm not gonna reset. I'll see if I can take this there. I don't think it can beat 122, but I want to see if I can take it there. The Wizard Cleric combo goes hard. I haven't really used Wizards much. Maybe they can be good, I don't know. It's just the best damage dealing combo is Franken-Dudes and Necro-Dudes. I don't think there's anything else in the game that can scale as hard as that. So to prep for 123, like, I feel like you have to have that. Looks like the guy who beat 124 is same build but swapped Franken-Dude with Spartan-Dude. Oh, so he did go with Spartan-Dude. That's what I was theory crafting, what, yesterday? Where I was like, maybe Spartan-Dudes probably would do it. So what, instead of having Paladins here, he has, Spartans? Or instead of having Bards, he has Spartans. Or Medics. Or Clerics. What does he swap? It's just Spartans instead of Franken. Yeah, so, but I mean, I don't have Franken right now. So what of my build does he not use? My guess would be he doesn't use Clerics. He probably uses Paladins. I'm going to be honest, I actually don't know if I can kill wave 60 if I do a full investment, but I also have to if I want to, like, prep for 123. So we can't be a bitch about it. We gotta just run it. Alright, let's see if we make it. Just give me another Bard. Just full buy. We got all my dudes back. Alright. Oh, we're fine. I thought they'd be hitting a lot harder on this build. Oh, we're good. Probably. Bards are dropping a little lower than I'd like, but we're still fine. Yeah, I had nothing to worry about. That's going to be a nice payday on this investment. Does this go on forever, or is there an end goal? It's endless, but the end goal is beating 123. Round 123 is basically unbeatable. Apparently it's been done, but it's very, very hard. The best I've done is 122. Now we get to cook! Yeah, I know. The bitrate gets absolutely destroyed for this. Nothing I can do about it. I think we're gonna really struggle with damage here in the hundreds. I don't think I'll get to 120 with this. Seeing how we're handling these waves, I just don't see us making it. But we'll see. We'll see. Oh, this is really good. The tuning fork there? Hold on a second, sports fans. Maybe doable? Maybe? Tuning fork is so good for us right now. What do you need to buy to make the dudes kiss? Good question. There is no kissing item in the game yet. But it's still just the demo. I'm sure it'll get there at some point. Yeah, we're in the bitrate destroying rounds now. I know. Just fucking hang in there. Hang tight. Buckle your seatbelt. We're trying to go for the long haul up to 123. God, our sustain is incredible though. We are very, very, very sticky. I just wish we could hit a little bit harder. Got a little nervous there for a second. Bees can fucking sneak up on you. They can get you when you're least expecting it. Nice! We handled that so well. I don't even think I needed to use a spore. What the fuck? We're kind of cruising. This might break the record. It won't. The sustain is incredible, but the damage I just don't think is there. I don't think we have the damage for it. You'll see what I mean on 122. Assuming I get to 122. These are like the only two relics left, I think. I think I've got pretty much everything else. Yeah, I actually have like everything else. Except calcium pills, which I am actively avoiding because I want my skeleton dudes to die. Well, yeah, look at this. Pretty much full relic run. Actually, almost every relic in the game. I'm gonna take a piss. I gotta pee so bad. I'll be right back. This is what I was worried about, though. Our damage isn't that good. Our damage is very pitiful. Look how long it's taking us just to kill these bees. Yeah, I don't think we get through 122 like this. Well, if I spam consumables, maybe. 520 skeledudes. That's the most I've ever seen. Can you imagine if I had Frankendudes like I wanted right now? Can you even fucking imagine? Now, this is what I don't understand. How would you even kill them without Frankendudes? Kill them faster without Frankendudes. Like, the Spartan run apparently used Spartans instead of Frankendudes. How the fuck is that possible? Oh, shit. Oh, no, go, go, go. Oh, fuck. They're hitting hard right now. God damn, okay, I'm gonna have to meteor again. Oh, fuck. Oh, no, 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 I wanted to click here, but I accidentally clicked the guys. Oh, Jesus. Oh, this might be GG. This might be GG. Damn, didn't even make it to 122. Tough. Yeah, it's just the damage was not there. Just, you can't out-sustain that. No. Yeah. I don't know how you do that with Spartans and not Franken dudes, to be honest. I think I know the perfect build. It's Spartans, medics, bards, necro dudes, Vikings. Vikings for the berserk that can proc to the whole team. Medics, obvious reasons. Bard, obvious reasons. Spartans, I looked more into them. They can just be unbelievable late-game monsters. Both damage and tankiness. And I got none of those here. Except the Necro dude, which is fine. And Necro dudes I'm going to be running because I want the Skele dudes to die, so that way I can get a lot of extra buffs to the team. So that's going to be my synergy. But I'm not going to have a ton of Necro dudes. I'm mainly going to go all in on Spartans. I'm only going to be using Necro dudes up to a certain amount. Probably 10. Maybe... yeah, 10. 10's probably plenty. And I don't want toughness because I want them dying. Like, instantly I want them dying. The main thing is Spartans. I think with enough Spartans you can probably just solo... they can probably just fucking solo up to 123. From what I've seen with their late game relics. Spartans. Huge. This might actually be the first time this toddler round kills me. Yeah, they actually killed quite a few units for the first time fucking ever. Oh my god, I'm so weak right now with no healing. Medic, we actually got exactly what we needed. God, look at the size of some of my Spartans. Like Rita from Power Rangers hit him with the growth thing. That crit is obviously gonna go... I just made a big mistake by accident. I didn't mean to... I accidentally clicked when I was dragging... It's okay. This could be a huge investment play. Easy route forever, obviously. I could dump 15k. I don't know if I would survive, though. But I could dump 15k in this upcoming investment round. I'm really thinking I might do it. Though, if I just do the coward package, I'll still be at very close to the same spot I normally would be. But man, if I do 15k basically in there, holy shit. I could buy everything, which I've already done a few times. But I don't know if I will make it there without buying. I can't decide, man. I cannot decide. Like, I don't think the relics I have now are enough to carry me there. Fuck, this is a tough call to make. I think I've just got to do coward package. I've gotta. I've gotta. I wasn't 100% sure I'd make it there if I did the whole thing. I'll still be able to buy most of the store, it's just... is what it is. I accidentally misclicked. See, I made the right call. I wouldn't have made it out of here if I invested the whole thing. I'm barely gonna make it out of here as is. Holy shit. Yeah, I made the right call. Man. Holy shit. Hop, 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 hop. Keep berserking. Pretty smooth run. Oh, I mean, the run was not smooth at all. We had to fucking struggle to get here, but in the hundreds, it's been pretty smooth for us. I never hit the leather bracer, holy shit. Actually a massive pickup. Yeah, we are dropping shit fast. Our damage is really good. I think the berserk proccing is really cooking. Man, think about where we started. Look at us now, huh? Who would have thought? Who would have thought? After such a miserable early game. And the crazy thing is, man, all of those blunders with the relics and shit, imagine where we could be right now if I didn't fuck all that up. Though, admittedly, it's not that big of a deal, because we're still close to where I'd normally be by this point. Like, we're not far off, it wasn't super costly. Who's in here right now in the middle of 40 alpha wolves? It's just one random necro dude face tanking all the alpha dogs. Wow. Wow. What a man. What a fucking man. Fucking bees, man. Sometimes they just do it to you. You don't expect them to do it like they do, but then it does. God, look how big the Spartans get. Holy shit. Now you get to really see them when they rage, when they berserk. Well, we got to 120 again. I really doubted we'd get there with this. It was such a rocky start. Oh my god, we're back to 122! All I want to do is get to 123. I don't even have to go deep in 123, I just want to make it there. Nice, way to bully him, way to bully him. Are we holding right now? I think it's only because the polar bears are stuck. Come on, Spartans. Come on, Spartans. I'm blowing everything here just to see 123. That's all my consumables. It's in God's hands now. Come on, boys. Holy shit, we're gonna make it. Holy shit, we made it. Maybe. Hold on, let's not put the cart before the horse. But I think we made it. There's one goddamn goose still in there. With Spartans, I think burner phone is just so important. If I didn't start evacuating everyone over here, I think we lose. So now I know, going into 123 burner phones, positioning is going to be crucial. God, look at the size of my dudes. Holy shit, the kaiju battle. Alright. We made it. We're not gonna get far at all, probably insta-lose here, but we fucking made it. 123. We did it. We fucking did it. Look at the stats that you have to fight through. 3 bees, who gives a shit? 1,000 honey badgers, which, mind you, are unbelievably strong. We've already seen that. And then 1666 polar bears. Oh! Oh, fuck. Hey, we made a dent, though. We did make a dent. They will remember this final stand from us. Oh, man! We made it! We fucking did it! Anything is possible! Alright! I wanted to give you a brief little follow-up to the latest batch of Epstein files that dropped. Over 3 million files came out, and it's been quite a few days now of people coming through them and finding tons and tons of alarming things. New allegations, new names, a ton of new information. I highly recommend you check out CoffeeZilla's 2 latest videos covering this new Epstein file drop. I think he does a great job at cutting through the bullshit and delivering the clearest coverage and highlighting some of the most important takeaways from all of this new information. This is a huge deal, and don't let any of the NPCs on Twitter convince you otherwise or try and minimize the importance of this. And crazy enough, I know it's not just these faceless homunculi on Twitter that have this administration's cock buried deep into their throat that's trying to convince you to just let this all go. The administration itself is doing that as well, which is the main thing I want to talk about here. Since this release, the official narrative from the administration is they've finally complied with the law and release these files, and now we can all just move on. Which is crazy because there are still no arrests and seemingly no investigations either, despite all of this overwhelming evidence that now the public has access to and can see some really fucking terrible things in. Raping children, trafficking children, possible cannibalism, torture, murder, all of this now just openly in the public. Of course, with tons of redactions to protect the perpetrators, naturally, which, of course, violates the law that they're right now gloating about following, by the way. All of this is now out there in the public, and yet still, no investigations, and the administration is proudly just saying, time to move on. Before showing you some clips here, I want to do a little experiment here with you to try and activate a few neurons, God forbid. Let me dust off your brain here for a moment. Let's say that you have drank the Kool-Aid to such an extreme degree that you believe all of these Epstein files are a bunch of hooey when it comes to the Republicans that are named in there, like Howard Lutnick or Donald Trump. Let's say that you think that all of those are make-believe, there's nothing in there that holds any water, it's a fucking, wild goose chase, it's all fake. But you believe that all of the information in regards to Democrats in there, like Bill Clinton, is legitimate, and Bill Gates. All of that's real, but all the stuff on the Republicans is fake. Let's play ball with that. Let's say you're right. Why are the Republicans that are in charge right now in this administration not pursuing an investigation on the Democrats in these Epstein files? Let's go into a little bit of chess theory here. Everything about Donald Trump and the Epstein files is totally innocent. He's been absolved of all wrongdoing like he says he is, and like a lot of other people are trying to regurgitate. Despite the numerous times his name appears, let's say he's not compromised by Israel like the FBI was investigating. Let's say all of this is wrong, but all the Democrats that are named in there are actually guilty. Those are the actual evil perpetrators and the real culprits. Why the fuck aren't we arresting the Democrats, or at the very least, investigating all of this information in the Epstein files? Ask yourself that question. Let's use someone easy, Bill Clinton. I think most sane people on the planet, after combing through the Epstein files and seeing all of these allegations and the pictures and everything with Bill Clinton, can agree there's enough here to at least start poking around and see what's going on with Bill Clinton's relationship to Epstein and everything that happened on the Epstein Island, right? Well, why the fuck is Trump defending him so adamantly right now? He just put out a statement like, man, I hate that people are shooting spitballs at Bill Clinton. I like that guy. I love that guy, actually. For a second there, I thought he was going to request a group hug in the shower with Bill Clinton at the very end of that fucking segment. Like, all of a sudden, he's Bill Clinton's best friend suckling on his titties. Like, what? Where's this coming from? Like, only a couple days ago, he was like, yeah, Bill Clinton's name's all over that. That backfired, didn't it? And now he's like, oh, man, Bill Clinton's, he's like the best of us. That guy's awesome. This is craziness. Actual craziness. Now, I know that there's, like, some probes into some things in regards to the Epstein files and people like Bill Clinton, like, related to it. But nothing's gonna come from it. Nothing has come from this shit ever. Across multiple administrations, nothing has come from it, so I have no expectation that there's going to be any justice, especially when the fucking President Trump is still talking about, like, let's move on and it's not important. Or Perjury Patel, like, hey, we comply with the law, Epstein files are out there, we're done here, time to wash our hands of it. Or Todd Blanche going and saying, it's not a crime to party with Epstein. It's very hard to have any level of faith that there's going to be any repercussions to all of these evil monsters. Now, I know I've been sitting here shitting and spitting, got a little off track. To bring it back to the initial thought experiment I wanted to plant into your noodle. If you believe all Republicans in these Epstein files are innocent, but all Democrats are not, ask yourself, why are the Republicans that are in charge right now not actually investigating or holding any of these Democrats accountable and punishing them, pursuing charges, or anything of the sort? Why does it seem like the actual narrative is the Epstein files are out there, we're done here? Even though, by the way, the official stance only a few months ago is that the Epstein files aren't real, it's a Democrat hoax, they don't exist, that kind of thing. After, of course, Pam Bondi said they were on her desk. After, of course, they had actually given the Epstein files phase 1 to some fucking right-wing influencers who have been hush-hush crickets ever since. Anyway, if the Democrats in the Epstein files are guilty, why are they not being investigated? Let me offer you a little game theory here. It's because the Republicans in the Epstein files aren't actually innocent. No one in the Epstein files is innocent when it comes to a lot of the evidence we now have at our fingertips. There's a lot of real actionable stuff in there, at least I think so. Now, of course, a lot of it is unsubstantiated. I get that. Not everyone in there is probably guilty of shit. Like, I know Russell Wilson was in there about, like, a plane, like trying to buy a plane. I get that. But there's a lot of substantial evidence on a lot of very powerful people, like a Howard Lutnick. And so, if this administration did actually pursue charges against the Democrats that are named in the Epstein files, then that puts them at risk of being implicated as well if that person starts squealing, if they start letting the fat lady sing. That's why I believe they are not pursuing any kind of real investigation or anything at all for anyone associated with the Epstein files. That's why, apparently, all of these extremely powerful people that are named in there are completely fucking untouchable. They're basically ghosts at this point. If your name is in the Epstein files, you've basically activated God mode in America, where you cannot be touched or punished, it seems. And I think that's also why the previous administration wasn't touching anything in the Epstein files, because again, if they went after the Republicans that were named in the Epstein files, that opens them up to also being implicated there as well. Because clearly, this was more than just one party. Both Republicans and Democrats are named a lot in these Epstein files. So it'd be a fucking disaster for both parties, which is why it's been such like a fucking hot potato that hasn't been touched. That's what I believe. Now anyway, I think any sane person would agree that this is a huge fucking problem, that no one is getting arrested for this. But unfortunately, the powerful politicians that govern us are not sane. So they are to our face spitting on us, telling us to just move on and that it's not important. Here's those words from Donald Trump.
And you tell me something else. No, I think it's really time for the country to get onto something else. Really, now that nothing came out about me, other than it was a conspiracy against me, literally, by Epstein and other people. But I think it's time now for the country to maybe get onto something else.
What would you say to people who feel like they haven't gotten justice, Mr. President?
Something that people care about. Yeah.
Oh, move on to something that people care about. So you don't care about child sex trafficking, the raping of children, the potential cannibalism, the torture, the murder, all of that? That's not something you think American people should care about? That's not the important stuff? Well, what the fuck is? The Trump phone? Which is probably coming out any day now. Supposed to come out in like August of 2025, by the way. Still no expected delivery time on my Trump phone device. Crazy. They're saying maybe March now. Fingers crossed. Any day, no doubt. How can anyone sit there and not be revolted by that statement? Again, if these Epstein files absolved Trump, which I don't see how anyone could mental gymnastic that explanation into reality and truly believe it. But again, even if he is completely squeaky clean here in the Epstein case, everyone else isn't. There's plenty of people that aren't. Why does he want so badly to just move on from this? Why does he want to bury it? He should be like really gung-ho about getting all of them arrested. And in fact, actually, one of his big promises when he was campaigning is that's exactly what he's going to do. But promises made, promises broken. That's the new motto. That is exactly what's been going on. He campaigned about how important the Epstein files were to release and like actually get justice for the victims and punish these heinous, evil people. And then the second he gets into office, he's done everything in his power to not only deny the existence of the Epstein files, calling them a Democrat hoax, but also doing everything he can to prevent them from coming out. And it has just been a complete circus with these. And now that they're here, and people have all of this evidence with so many names and so many bad people on there with a lot of things that I do think would warrant an investigation, he is saying it's not important and that we need to move on. That is actual craziness.
Do you have regrets about how it's been handled?
Look, like any other hot topic issue, the American public and the world had a great interest in this. And what we did under President Trump's leadership is produce the most transparent DOJ and FBI in history. 3 other administrations had the opportunity to do this, and we produced everything we legally and lawfully could. We worked with our partners in Congress, we followed the statutes and the court orders, and we produced, 3 million some pages. So I think we got to the result in the right way. Could we have gotten there faster? I'm not really sure because of numerous court cases, multiple protective orders, multiple court sealings. And so now we've produced everything we can while protecting victims' rights and following.
This fucking dweeb, this insufferable dork. So here's Perjury Patel taking a victory lap here about how they did everything right when it came to the Epstein files, which, by the way, under oath, Kash Patel said that there's no evidence that there were like any, clients, no list. He said plenty of things that have been completely disproven with these Epstein files being released, but he's not facing any perjury charges, and to my understanding, no one's even pursuing it. Super weird how Perjury Patel just gets away with it. But here, he's talking about how they did everything right in the right way, which is not true. They did everything they could to not release these files every step of the way. They're already like 2 months late, basically, close to it. And also, the redactions were supposed to be reserved exclusively for the names of victims. They have not been used for just victims' names. That has been proven beyond a shadow of a doubt. That is a violation of the law that had been signed into place when it came to the handling of the Epstein files. And pretty much everything he says there is just a lie. That is what Perjury Patel does, just lie. But the sentiment he's trying to express is now that they have the 3 million some files out there, they've done what they were required to do, and now we need to move on. There is nothing in regards to like an investigation or punishment to the people that are named in these files with tons of evidence and tons of really very, very disturbing things, pictures, videos, emails, all of this stuff, and all of the people in them don't seem to be looking at any possible punishment or anything at all. It doesn't seem like there's any level of justice coming to the victims here of the Jeffrey Epstein operation and all of the clients.
Is there any chance that any of these individuals who partied with Epstein and engaged in, relations with minors will be prosecuted? Any chance?
I'll never say no, and we will always investigate any evidence of misconduct. But as you know, it is not a crime to party with Mr. Epstein, and so as horrible as it's not a crime to email with Mr. Epstein. And some of these men may have done horrible things, and if we have evidence that allows us to prosecute them, you better believe we will. But it's also the kind of thing that the American people need to understand that. It isn't a crime to party with Mr. Epstein. It isn't a crime to have
Didn't look like that's all that was going on some of those photos. I mean, if the photos could speak, some of them look pretty bad.
That's right. And unfortunately, photos can't speak. And so we need witnesses and we need
evidence. Are there videotapes that you all have? Or?
To answer that question, yeah, there's videotapes that they all have. In fact, Pam Bondi said that there's like thousands of videos with children in them. Pam Bondi seems like totally fine just letting this whole Epstein thing just kind of fall to the back rooms, by the way. Anyway, though, here's Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche just outright saying with his whole chest, it's not a crime to party with Jeffrey Epstein. And he's being very open and honest here about how little he's actually caring about it. He's making it seem like, oh, maybe there's a chance for an investigation, but he's being very blunt that it's probably not coming. There's probably not going to be an investigation. He's even saying, yeah, unfortunately, pictures can't speak. So all those horrible pictures and all of that evidence in there, probably not going to lead to an investigation. Everyone's going to get away with it. Oh, shucks. But it's not a crime to party with Jeffrey Epstein. You know, the man behind the biggest child sex trafficking operation in this country's history. What a strong message to be sending, Todd. It's all just so blatantly in your face. They treat you like you are a mindless sheep. And plenty of people are proving them correct here with the shit that they're swallowing here with a smile on their face. Wake the fuck up, samurai. The president has just said that we need to move on from the Epstein files into something that people care about. Let that marinate for a second. Really think about that. Why is he trying to make it seem like the raping of children, the sex trafficking of children, the cannibalism, the torture, the murder is not something you should care about? And this is all perpetrated by potentially the most powerful people in this country. Why is the president and his administration trying so hard to bury this and get people to move on without even trying to investigate or hold anyone accountable that's named in these files? It's just crazy. Anyway, I just had to yap about this a bit after seeing the response here from government officials about it's not important, just move on. I actually couldn't believe my fucking ears. Anyway, that's really about it. See ya. Man, I haven't had a giggle quite like the Afro Man trial has delivered. I have been getting tickled all day watching this trial and catching up with what I had missed previously on Dragon Ball Z from yesterday in the trial. It's just concluded, spoiler alert, Afro Man completely won. And I mean, it was a complete victory here. He got him with the Mortal Kombat fatality in the courthouse here. The fucking police officers that were suing him are licking the toilet bowl clean after he shit all over them. I'll show you the clip of the ruling in a moment here. For those that don't know, Afro Man's house was raided a few years back under suspicion of kidnapping and narcotics. They found nothing. It was a complete sham. It was a load of barnacles. And Afro Man had security cameras set up on his property, so he caught all of this on film, and so he started to use some of that footage to make music, insulting them, ridiculing them, making fun of them, turning this misery into some boner jams for his art. And the officers that he has made songs about and made fun of got really upset. They got super sore about it, so they filed a defamation lawsuit against him. And the lawsuit has made it all the way to court, and now it's settled, but we got to witness what has to be one of the most entertaining court cases ever broadcast.
In my opinion, I fucked his wife doggy style. He said it like they were facts.
I don't know how the jury just didn't erupt into laughter numerous times throughout this case. There are so many moments just like that. So he has made a lot of songs and a lot of clips all about this raid and making fun of these officers. And I can't believe at no point throughout this process did the officers think, this is a bad idea. More people are going to find out about this. And that's exactly what happened. Huge Streisand effect here. So many people are learning about Afro Man and the new songs he made about these officers through this defamation trial that's gone to court. So now the songs are blowing up all over again. So will you repair my doors? Over 9 million views. Lemon Pound Cake is probably going to start charting on fucking Billboard at this point. This one's going nuclear right now. And it's in part a large thanks to these officers being such fucking bumbling, drooling imbeciles that they actually tried to sue Afro Man for defamation because he hurt their feelings through making fun of them in these songs. I gotta tell you, sports fans, if the officers were upset before, they're inconsolable now. Unless they have a humiliation fetish, they're probably not feeling too great about how this one's gone down, because everybody is making fun of them even more so now. And honestly, this whole case is fucking ridiculous. Anyone should look at this and obviously not be on the side of the officers here, because this is so absurd. Really, Afro Man said it best while in court.
Fact, they never should have came to my house in the first place. Fact, if they hadn't have came to my house, they wouldn't have put themselves on the video camera and in my music career. All of this is their fact. All of this is their fault. And they have the audacity to sue me. These people and you are the predators and the victim at the same time.
So what they did, searching your house, gave you the right to do everything you've
Under
done?
the circumstance that I got freedom of speech, after they run around my house with guns and kick down my door, I got the right to kick a can in my backyard, use my freedom of speech, turn my bad times into a good time. Yes, I do. And I think I'm a sport for doing so, because I don't go to their house, kick down their doors, flip them off on their surveillance cameras, then try to play the victim and sue them.
Amen. I think that about sums it up. He has the freedom of speech to make fun of these officers. They are public officials. They went onto his property, breaking his shit, apparently even disconnected some of the security cameras, which I feel like that should be completely illegal to disable, lawfully put up security cameras around one's own home. I think, and it seems court agrees, he was well within his rights to be making fun of these officers and using the footage of that raid in the subject of his songs, making fun of them, joking around, whatever he was doing with that music, using them. There should have never been a defamation case that went this far in the first place, but the fact that it did was a fucking slam dunk for comedy. So, let's dive into some of the highlight moments here from the court case.
So, you're claiming that is the defamation with your wife?
Mr. Walter.
You're solely being painted in a false light due to Mr. Walters saying he had sex with your wife.
Mr. Walters does have sex with his wife. Mr. Foreman doesn't.
Good catch on that.
Yeah.
So you're claiming that is the defamation statement, is that he said he had sex with your wife?
Yes.
Okay. And that's painted you in a false light?
It's caused tremendous pain in my life.
I'll get to that. We have to go through false light first. So does it paint you in a false light?
Yes, that my wife is cheating on me with Mr. Foreman.
But we all know that's not true, correct?
I don't know.
Fucking plot twist of the century. Game of Thrones writers could never. The subversion of my expectations during this segment cannot be overstated. My jaw was on the floor. So I was already kind of giggly, kind of kicking my feet in my little chair when he was like, listen here, bub. Mr. Walters does have sex with his wife. Mr. Foreman doesn't. Mr. Walters, me, does have sex with his wife. Raw, if you needed to know. What you think of that, tough guy? Yeah. And then, when he's like, so, yeah, sorry about that, misspoke. So, the defamation is, Mr. Foreman doesn't have sex with your wife, and we all know that's untrue. And he's like, I don't know. The lawyer was stunned. Like, the lawyer just went radio silent. I think actually blue screened when Randy Walters, this is Randy Walters, by the way, I forgot to mention his name, star of Afro Man's hit song, Randy Walters is a son of a bitch. So he's now on the stand, and he had a crazy mic drop moment when the lawyer's like, and we all know the claim is untrue about him having sex with your wife, and Randy's like, I don't know. So it seems like he actually thinks Afro Man might have fucked his wife or something. So now he's on stand, and it only gets worse from here. It looks like he starts to get angry at his wife about the claim.
Wait, you don't know if your wife's cheating on you or not?
You want to go there?
No, I just want to ask that question because you said we don't know. I just
Been with that woman since middle school.
I know.
I would hope she wouldn't. But you know what? Once somebody puts it out there for their fun and entertainment, it's out there. And it's a problem.
So it's something we cannot verify the truth of? Is it a thing that can be verified, true or false?
Ask your client.
He thought he was playing chess, but he was actually just playing with his own butthole. I don't know what strategy Randy Walters was cooking up there in the noodle, but this is stunning stuff right now. He was giving him like a layup. He's like, all right, so the claim is untrue, right? And he's like, I don't know. I would hope my wife isn't cheating on me. We've been together for fucking years, but now that he's made a song about having sex with my wife, well, maybe he is. And maybe she's cheating on me, and maybe I hate her for it. We'd have to ask Afro Man about that. Because now it's put out there, and now it's giving me a lot to think about. Like, it looks like he starts to stew, like steam there about it. I really don't know what happened there, but oh my goodness gracious, When I tell you I was laughing, I was belly laughing when this guy started saying that. And you could hear the lawyer kind of switch on to like okay, this is weird, but I'll play along mode, where he's like, okay, so you're saying we can't verify whether or not this is like a true or false claim? It's not verifiable info? Because if he's going to try and say that this is defamatory and then turn around and say that he doesn't know if it's true or not, how the fuck can you say it's defamatory? Like, it's an outrageous tactic? I don't know what else to call it from Randy Walters here. It was mind-boggling. As you can probably gather from the song here, this is an officer involved in the raid. Her name is Lisa. According to Afroman, she even disconnected one of his surveillance cameras. I bet she's really regretting not bringing a fucking EMP device there to blow them all out, so that way, you know, the songs never got made. But here she is taking the stand in court, and boy howdy! So they're playing the Lick 'em Low Lisa song, which is one of Afroman's tracks dedicated to her. He made songs for like every single officer in the raid. So they're playing her song, her ballad, and she starts crying during it. And they play the whole song as she is like, you know, tearing up. I don't think they're legitimate tears. I think these are crocodile tears designed to try and garner sympathy from the jury, like, oh, look at the toll this has taken on her. So I think that's a little bit of acting there, and trust me, I know acting when I see it. I don't like to usually bring this up all that often, but I actually starred in the Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 1 as District 8 Hospital Helper. Not a big deal, I don't really think about it that much anymore. Point is, I know when someone is playing a character, and right now she's playing the sobbing, traumatized officer who is being unjustly made fun of in a song. A very silly track. Like, it's ridiculous. They play the whole song, too. They sit her right there like it's a fucking Fine Bros React segment, and they make her listen and watch the entire thing. I don't understand why, to be honest with you. I feel like he probably could have just played like the first minute, maybe minute and a half, and I think the message gets across. It's a song making fun of her. Talking about like how Lisa eats a lot of pussy and, you know, not taking her job all that seriously. I feel like you probably don't need to play out the whole song, but the fact that they did is comedic gold. So the cameraman even pulls off it there for a little bit just to show like the whole scene in the courtroom. And I'm very curious what the jury was doing. Like maybe they were stomping their feet and snapping their fingers to the track because it kind of makes you want to groove a little bit. It's got just like a real like classic feel to it. And then it pans to Afroman. Somebody give this cameraman a raise. That is incredible camera work right there. As you can still hear Lisa sniffling and trying to get more tears out, it pans to Afroman as the song is still playing, by the way, and he is just sitting there staring a hole through her. He is just unflinching, just staring at her. I erupted into laughter with that camera pan to Afroman. And now, it doesn't stop there. As she's still on the stand, they didn't just play the track or anything. They also just started playing some clips that he made making fun of her. Almost as like a non sequitur. They just kind of pull it out of nowhere. Like, can you pull up another insult here real quick? The jury's gonna love this one.
Go to the next one. Which number is this?
Number 21, and it's a video.
Lieutenant, look at low Lisa. Stop looking at pussy back there. That's your problem. You always look at pussy and you don't even know how many pussies you've licked. You don't even know how many video cameras you've disconnected.
What number? That was 21?
Yes.
Did you see that video when it was posted?
Yes, sir.
Let's go to the next one.
Yes, next one, please. They got a whole folder here to go through. They got her posted up there like it's a Comedy Central roast. They don't even, like, go in there and really talk about it all that much. It's just... did you see this one when it was posted? Yes, Your Honor. Did you make sure to leave it a like and a thumbs up? Did you leave a comment as well for engagement? Okay, just checking. I'm gonna be honest. Like, I get why it's there, trying to show, like, you know, he's insulting her a lot or, like, defaming her by making fun of her a lot. But, like, these are just short clips of him taking the piss. He has a right to do that. Like, all you're doing now is just showing a bunch of insults directly to the person being insulted and maybe making some people on the jury laugh. Like, truly incredible strategy, I've got to say. Again, like, all of this hoopla with the defamation lawsuit from the officers have done nothing but further humiliate the officers and put a bigger spotlight on it.
Sean, you were called Officer Pound Cake by Mr. Foreman?
Multiple times.
You
received hundreds of pound cakes at work from different people.
Okay. And the context of that name comes from a music video that Mr. Foreman created, correct?
I don't know where he got it at, but you'd have to ask him that question.
Okay. Well, I'm going to play what's marked.
Okay. Okay.
About it there. So you've seen Exhibit D, correct?
Mm-hmm.
You would admit that you with the glasses walking by a lemon pound cake on the counter?
Yes.
To be honest, this is probably the best promo any artist could ever hope for. They played, like, all of his greatest hits here from this whole saga directly to the people he was making fun of, and left in all of, like, the links and the promo and, like, the calls to action pushing to Afro Man's socials. Like, you could not pay for this kind of marketing. It's too effective. Like, oh my god. So they play the entire Lemon Pound Cake song to Officer Pound Cake, and then they're like, yeah, so that's you, right? That's why they call you Pound Cake, brother. And he's like, oh. Like, this whole trial was amazing. And thankfully, it has a happy ending as well. The cherry on top of the Lemon Pound Cake. Afro Man won. The First Amendment won.
In all circumstances, the jury finds in favor of the defendant. No plaintiff verdict prevailed. So the matter will be concluded with defense verdicts. Thank you, Mr. Klingler. Thank you, Mr. Osborne. Thank you to the court staff and the Sheriff's Department for security in the building. And we'll go ahead and stand in adjournment.
You love to see that right there. So they were looking for a lot of money from this case from what I can see online. Doesn't seem like they'll be getting a single penny. Nothing at all here except for further humiliation. What an incredible defamation case. Fucking Goof Troop here really came after him. Didn't work out. Those officers were really upset about the songs, and now they got a lot more to be upset about, I think. I had to talk about this. This shit had me laughing hard today. So, anyway, that's really about it. So, yeah. Wahoo! Is something you won't be saying if you see the new Super Mario Galaxy movie. It'll be more like a... It's not amazing, but it's not nearly as bad as a lot of people are claiming that it is. Well, I say not nearly as bad, but that's a bit too generous. It is almost as bad as some of the reviews claim. It's not very good, is the point. And this is coming from someone that liked the last Mario movie, even though a lot of people like to spit and shit on it for being, like, too simple and not, you know, great movie overall. I'm just okay with that because it's a fucking Mario movie. I'm fine with it being simple. It was entertaining, and I think it did what it needed to do to be enjoyable for anyone. Like, not just for kids. Like, even families, I think, could go there and just have a good time. Like, the parents wouldn't, like, be miserable. With Super Mario Galaxy, though, I think adults will be miserable. Kids probably won't care because this is Jingling Keys, the movie. That's how a lot of people are describing it. It's very accurate. This movie is all over the place, just constantly going nuts to butts here with cameo. Here's plotline, we're abandoning this plotline for new plotline, and then coming back to this one, just all over the place. It's a jumbled mess. But there's no doubt in my mind this is easily going to gross over $1 billion, and I'm confident kids are going to love it. As I said, it is just a movie where it is just always go, go, go. Here's thing happen, and then thing solve, so new thing can happen to then instantly solve to get to next thing that happened. Without a whole lot else there. So I'm very confident that kids are going to really like the film, and I also think if you're just a big fan and just want to see, Mario on the big screen again, you're not going to give a shit if it's not a typical good film per se, because it's going to show you a lot of things that you'll recognize and get excited and hype about, like a 2D segment where you'll be like, oh fuck, I remember playing something that looked just like that on my Game Boy, and look at how many things are happening in that over there. It's all colorful, and the animation is extremely good. This is what I wanted. And then that's nothing wrong with that. All power to you. But that being said, it's not an amazing film, and there's nothing wrong with pointing that out. Yes, it is clearly designed for a young audience. This, I think, is even more of a kid's film than the last Mario Brothers movie was. But that doesn't mean that you still can't point out some of its flaws. There's nothing wrong with that. So anyway, let's just go ahead and backwards long jump here into the review. There's going to be spoilers. Fair warning if you care about that for this movie. So I'll give you the big compliments. I'll give you a little bit of glaze here. I think the animation is beautiful. I think it is visually very nice to look at, and I think the action pops. So when there's a fight between Bowser Jr. and Mario and Luigi and Yoshi, it's pretty enjoyable. By far the biggest superstar here, the real, shining standout is the music. I liked the music in the first Mario movie, and I actually like the music in this one even more. They fucking crush it on the score here. They take iconic Mario tracks, and they remix and fucking reflaffitate those puppies, and they sound great here. They're recognizable but different, and they fit so fucking well in the movie. It is the best part of the movie is the music. And those are the only two real compliments I can give it. So, let's start with something I've already briefly dropped some breadcrumbs on, which is just how messy the structure is. There are multiple times in this film where it introduces a plot element and then abandons it. So a big thing is in the beginning, Bowser's turning a new leaf. He's getting more in touch with his emotions. He starts becoming friends with Mario, Luigi, and Yoshi. Yoshi gets introduced very early into the film. They become best buds, inseparable immediately. Bowser is, he's been hit with Mini instead of Wumbo, but then eventually gets Wumbo-ized, and he still is buddies with the crew. And Mario's, of course, skeptical, but Bowser actually makes a pretty big sacrifice in order to protect Mario, Luigi, and the gang. And then, immediately after making that sacrifice, where he has to work in the mines, Bowser Jr. just abducts him. And then the second he gets abducted, he's like, those are my friends. And Bowser Jr.'s like, yeah, but friends are a weakness. He's like, you know what, you're right. And then that's it. That's the end of that whole thing that they just spent I don't know, a good 15 minutes building up, and you think it's going to play a role and be something that they teeter around with. But no, it just completely gets abandoned. They wipe their ass with it. It's just like that. He goes, oh, you're right. Friends are cringe. And then that's the end of it. It doesn't come up again at all in the film. And there's a couple other examples of things like that where they introduce something or a plot element only to immediately get rid of it. That's just the most egregious. And another thing that keeps happening in this movie is that something will happen, and then it's this big problem. For example, this has already been spoiled. I can't believe they dropped this before the movie came out. Fox McCloud is in this movie. Actually would have been a super hype reveal if I didn't see all the press about Fox McCloud being in this film. But he's here. He's probably the coolest character they introduce. And Fox McCloud is taking them to the planet that Rosalina's been captured, and on the way there, things kind of go tits up, and they end up crashing on another planet that seems like it's going to be a huge hurdle. Oh no, the spaceship is kaput. Yeah, it went kablooey, and now we're stuck here. What are we going to do? But then luckily, Luigi did a single 5-second broadcast that the Rosalina's children picked up on, and here they come scooting in sideways right to this planet in the middle of fucking nowhere. They just come right in. Fox takes the ship, and then they go like maybe 2 blocks in the solar system to planet Bowser, which is a brand new planet that luckily is only a tiny little stroll away, just literally like maybe 25 feet away from this planet that they've crashed on, and now they have a ship so they can go there and do the final fight. It's just a whole movie that feels like it wants to speed run through things to make you point at the screen and go, oh, I recognize that. But nothing really connects. Like, there's some characters in here that you'll recognize from the games, maybe some boss fights, I don't want to spoil any of those, but they're in here as little cameos, but utilized in such a small capacity that it feels like such a sad, disappointing waste of these characters, where they're there for literally like a split second or a single scene, and then never utilized again. Like, a couple of the Easter eggs they put there were cool, but then they have entire characters that you'll know from the games that feel like they probably should have had a bigger role to play, but instead are just binged for the sake of showing like, oh, on the casino planet, they shot a couple of spitballs. And now they're gone. It's just, I don't know. It feels like it just wants to run through everything that you'll recognize from the games without having it actually flow in any way. Whereas the last Mario Brothers movie, even though it was like simple, it did feel like we got like a cohesive journey. At times, maybe it stumbled a little bit, but here, this movie is just always like, and then they go here. And then they teleport here, and then they get hit by a baby blaster, a baby ray that turns Mario and Luigi into babies, and they crash onto a dinosaur planet, but then they get rescued immediately, and then they go to planet Bowser right away. It's just, I don't know, nothing to me really flows at all, so it's just disjointed, and it leads it to just feeling like really hollow, and just trying really hard to capitalize off you being like, oh, I recognize that, how cool. And like I said, there are a couple Easter egg moments that are cool. Again, Fox McCloud, if it wasn't already spoiled for me, would have been like a very shocking surprise to see in this film. And he is cool in this movie. He doesn't have a lot to do. I'll go ahead and spoil that. He has like very little to do. Like, he does like a bit of space combat, gets hit with the baby blaster, they crash on the dinosaur planet, and then he drives them to planet Bowser. He has maybe like 8 or 9 lines, if that. So it's like very little that he has, but I mean, he is a cool presence there. But like I said, it's just one of those things where it feels like they wanted to shoehorn in as many things as possible that you would recognize from their properties. So like even Game & Watch is here for like a very brief appearance in a fight. You want to know who's not really here, and it's very odd decision? Rosalina and Loomis, by extension. It's a Super Mario Galaxy movie with very, very little Rosalina in it. Like, I actually think Fox McCloud has more screen time. I haven't checked the stats or anything on it. I would wager Fox McCloud, who is a supporting character, but also, like I said, doesn't have a whole ton to contribute here. I still think Fox McCloud has more screen time and probably more lines than Rosalina. Very odd choice, I'm going to tell you right now. I don't really know what that decision was. Anyway, no real reason to keep yapping about it. It's not an amazing movie. I don't think it's as bad as a lot of people are saying it is, but it's still not very good. I think it is a big step down from the last Mario Brothers movie, though. Anyway, that's really about it. So, yep. Nobody wants to be a parent these days, because then you have to, like, raise a human being. And what's the point in doing that? When the stork drops off that baby, why should you be the one responsible for raising it when you can just instead have technology do it for you? Sit that child down in front of an iPad, or, if you really want to make sure they're set up for success, just have AI raise it. That's the era we're living in now, and I think that's pretty exciting stuff. No doubt we're going to be seeing a lot of superhumans amongst our species very soon, thanks to this upbringing. And I just watched an insightful, inspirational interview from Sam Altman on The Jimmy Fallon Show, where he talks about how he can't imagine raising his baby without ChatGPT.
And do you use ChatGPT when raising your baby?
I do. I mean, I feel kind of bad about it because we have this like genius level at everything, intelligence, sitting there like waiting to unravel the mysteries of humanity. And I'm like, why does my kid stop dropping his pizza on the floor and laughing? Like,
I like how disconnected from humanity this android is. The thing he feels bad about isn't relying on ChatGPT to instruct him on how to raise a child. It's not having to entirely suckle on the titty of a chatbot to raise his own baby. What he feels bad about is that his questions aren't good enough because he's asking about like pizza on the floor. Which is a dog shit question, admittedly, and he deserves an atomic wedgie for being such an insufferable dork. Like, why are you even bothering to ask that? Well, that wouldn't even be something that I feel a normal parent would Google, because the answer is who cares? Your child will stop dropping pizza on the floor and laughing when it stops finding it funny. Shit, I'm 31 years old, I'd slap a pizza on the floor and maybe giggle about it right now. I don't even really understand why this would even be something that he'd need this information for. He finds it necessary to know when this behavior will stop, needing to know the exact ETA on when my child's gonna be a grown-up. When's he gonna stop pissing his little britches and just be a fucking adult about it? Put some hair on his chest. Now, what I could understand, and something I do see value in, is having that ability to ask a quick question and get, like, a quick answer to help you better understand something you're confused on. Googling shit has been around for 2 decades now, and I think that has been an invaluable tool for a lot of parents to get information on things, especially when it comes to, like, something generally medical that they could learn about in regards to raising their kid. But what Sam Altman is describing here is not that. What he is describing fundamentally boils down to like asking the ChatGPT service for advice on how to raise this child properly. It is basically getting AI's permission on what is normal, what is acceptable, and what he should do as a parent to raise this kid. That is so very different from what I believe the usage of something like this should be, which is just quick questions that a parent that actually wants to be involved in their kid's life, actually be a good parent, would utilize, much like Google has been for like 2 decades. But even in that case, we know Google's not infallible. So you would always get this information, take it with a grain of salt, but you would utilize it as a parent to do the best you could with whatever you were confused on. AI, we know for damn sure, it is far from perfect, and it is far from omniscient, contrary to popular belief. It makes innumerable mistakes. It fucking hallucinates. So using AI as the sole source to raise your child is a recipe for disaster. And that is exactly how a lot of parents, no doubt, will utilize it. And the way Sam Altman describes it, it feels like that's exactly how he's already utilizing it, where the AI's word is law.
Yeah. You know, and so I feel like I'm not asking a good enough question, but it is, I cannot imagine having gone through the, like, figuring out how to raise a newborn without ChatGPT. Clearly, people did it for a long time, no problem.
Yes.
But
yeah,
so I know it, like
he was on to say he understands it's possible to raise a child without AI, which my jaw was on the floor when I heard that. I didn't know you could raise babies without AI doing it for you, so that was a shocking revelation hearing him explain that. And then he says that he personally just relies on ChatGPT for so much because it's such a huge part of his life, obviously. And then he spends another like 3 or so minutes just kind of pitching ChatGPT to everyone on why they need to be hooked on that drug too. Why everyone should be using ChatGPT for everything. It is fundamentally just watching a marketing push for why ChatGPT should infect every single part of your life, and everything you do should be filtered through ChatGPT's permission to do so, and all of your knowledge should come from ChatGPT's fucking butthole. That is basically how this Jimmy Fallon interview goes, but he sprinkled in this nice little nugget here about how he actually uses AI to teach him how to raise a baby. And I'm being very generous when I say it teaches him how to raise a baby. He's just letting ChatGPT do it. At this point, Sam Altman, the human, is gone. The flesh and blood is not there. It is now just ChatGPT working him like a puppet, like a ventriloquist act. So ChatGPT is really the one that's raising this baby from the sound of things here, not Sam. Sam is gone. There is no Sam. Only Zool remains now. That's the parental figure to this baby from the sound of things. And it just happens to be wearing the mask of Sam. It's so fucking sad and pathetic, man. And I know he's far from the only one, and there's going to be, I imagine, so many parents that solely use ChatGPT to raise their child for them. It's actually nightmarish. One of the most basic functions of being alive is the idea of raising your offspring. Like, that is like one of the most core components of living. And we have reached a point now where a lot of people like Sam Altman just, I guess can't do it without the advice of AI whispering in his ear what he should be doing. That is scary. And again, he's not going to be the only one. He's probably not even the only one right now doing it. But that is just so alarming. These geniuses here can't even just raise a child, something that humans have done since before we even had the ability to speak, we are now losing the ability to do because we rely so heavily on technology to fucking jerk us off and everything now. We can't do basic tasks. And people just proudly, willingly, just wiping their ass with basic knowledge that we've accumulated from so many years of learning because they'd rather have AI just do it for them. I read like a really interesting study like a month or so ago that was aiming to see if students at a handful of schools that they were studying were reading at the proper reading level for what grade they were in, and they found that a large percentage of the students in these grades were not capable of reading at that level that you would expect them to, at least based on all of the past data and what grade they're in. They were not reading at the appropriate level. And my hunch, this wasn't necessarily in the study, but I would imagine it's because AI has become so prevalent and so many students shamelessly, openly, willingly talk about how they rely on it to do the work for them fundamentally. So like if you're getting assigned a reading, report or something, they'll just have AI spit it out for them. Or they'll just have AI summarize the things they need to know for whatever the assignment is. So a lot of kids are growing up without even being able to do what kids from the past were able to do. So even though we have all these advancements, humans themselves, they are like provably not as adept as past generations. And I think it's because there has become an over-reliance on things like AI to just do it for you. And you got fucking goofy goober Sam Altman here, who's really leading the charge. He's getting up there like LeBron James. I let AI raise my child, and you should too. It's so good. AI, teach me how to raise a baby. Wee. It just sucks. That's what it boils down to. It is just fucking awful. Now you're taking the humans out of parenting itself. Eek. That's no good. Boo. Boo, Sam Altman. Boo. Very bad direction. Very bad thing to be preaching about the value of using AI to basically raise your kid. Anyway, though, I'll stop blabbering about it. That's about it. See ya. What I just learned about here has to be one of the most insane, vile plans I've ever heard of, and it was actually attempted. Two men were training for what has to be one of the most unhinged ideas ever thought of. Like, the Lord, when he gave humans brains, didn't think they'd be capable of concocting something so fucking absurd. I'm actually struggling to find the words to even set the stage here for what I'm about to show you, so I'll just instead use a hand gesture. It's a big thumbs down moment. This shit is foul.
A federal grand jury indicted 2 North Texas men accused of plotting to invade a foreign island, kill the men, and take the women as sex slaves.
Prosecutors say one of the men enlisted in the Air Force to get military training he thought he needed. Fox 4's Blake Hansen.
I know that intro hits you like a fucking knuckle sandwich because it's so preposterous, but it's actually just the tip of the iceberg here. And they left out a very big key detail. According to the official press release, these 2 lunatics were also planning to take the children as sex slaves as well. So these 2 Jeffrey Epstein commandos here were planning to invade an island nation, murder all of the men, and take the women and children as their sex slaves. And one of them literally joined the Air Force in order to receive training to better help them carry out this plan. This shit sounds like something P. Diddy would have cooked up while playing with G.I. Joe action figures or something. Like, these guys were very serious about this. They were actually doing everything they could to carry out this island invasion and murder and kidnapping.
In our newsroom tonight with these stunning allegations, Blake.
Yes, Stephen Heather, federal prosecutors say the suspects didn't plan to go it alone. In fact, the feds say they plan to recruit people who are homeless in Washington, D.C. to serve on their, quote, expeditionary force and take over a small Haitian island. The grand jury indictment handed up today charges 21-year-old Gavin Weisenberg from Allen and 20-year-old Tanner Thomas from Argyle.
Now, there's no picture of Tanner that's available at the moment, but the mugshot there that exists of Gavin, he looks like a psychopath. That guy looks like he has a screw loose. It looks like he is like biologically evolved to be the quintessential caricature of a freak that has these like crazy, heinous ideas. And Like I said, this is something they took so seriously that they were even planning out how to recruit homeless people to join their ranks to storm the beaches of the island that they were going to invade so they could start slaughtering the men there.
With conspiracy to murder, maim, or kidnap in a foreign country, as well as a charge of production of child pornography.
I told you, that intro was just a crumb. That doesn't even scratch the surface to the depths of depravity that these two men has sunk to. Like, these are evil, rotten to the core fucking monsters. So there is also a charge of child pornography production here, which I imagine none of you are surprised to hear, given that these two men planned on kidnapping the women and children as sex slaves for themselves.
Record Joe Weisenberg was booked into the Collin County Jail in July. We've not been able to find a mugshot for Thomas. Prosecutors say he was in the U.S. Air Force at the time. The place they are accused of plotting to invade is called Gonave Island. It is part of the Republic of Haiti. It's not small. In fact, that island has about 87,000 residents. Prosecutors say Weisenberg and Thomas planned to lead that expeditionary force by sailboat to the island, murder the men, take control of the island, and then turn the women into sex slaves.
If you did whippets every second of every day for the entirety of your life, I don't think you could kill enough of your brain cells to hatch a plan this unhinged. They planned to lead an expeditionary force via sailboat to this island composed of these two, Gavin and Tanner, plus whatever homeless men they were able to rope into this scheme, and take on 87,000 people. These delusional piss stains thought they were built like Goku or something. That is crazy. Like, fucking Thanos would struggle to beat 87,000 people on his own. Like, it is so unbelievably outrageous that it's hard to even come to terms that this was something they were really trying to do. Like, I can't stress that enough, that this wasn't just some, like, crackpot crazy idea. They were taking steps to actually carry it out. Like, one of them joined the Air Force. And you know how they just mentioned that their plan was to go via sailboat? Well, get a load of this. They had planned all of that, too. They were legitimately dedicating their lives to this invasion.
According to prosecutors, the feds say the plan dates back to August of last year. They say Weisenberg enrolled in a Rockwall Fire Academy to learn command and control protocols, but flunked out in February. They say he then traveled to Thailand to learn how to sail, but didn't enroll in the school due to the cost.
Dipshit Gavin may have been unsuccessful in all of his endeavors, but he did try to learn things to contribute to the invasion effort that they were scheming. So he enrolled in a fire academy to try and learn command and control prompts. He flunked out. He then also was going to learn how to sail via courses in Thailand, but then didn't enroll because he couldn't afford to, I suppose, or was probably too busy spending his money on blow and chicken tendies. But he did, like, dedicate time to trying to learn these things for this invasion plan. His whole life was revolving around trying to be better equipped for this invasion effort that they were plotting.
The feds say Thomas, meanwhile, enlisted in the Air Force in January and in March changed his station assignment from Germany to Maryland to better coordinate the invasion and recruit the homeless population in D.C.
While Gavin was sucking the mean dick of failure, Tanner, on the other hand, was successful in enlisting in the Air Force and getting this military training to contribute to their efforts here. He changed his station so he could be better equipped to find homeless people to recruit for this too. Both of these men were legitimately dedicating their entire lives to this. This was something they were going to actually follow through on. Tanner moved to an area to better coordinate, plan, and recruit these homeless people for that plan. This is something they were going to do. Now, obviously, I'm sure you don't have to be a mathematician, you don't have to be, fucking Poindexter, a wizard with numbers, to know that if they did truly arrive at Gonave with the intent to murder all of the men there, they themselves would have been killed pretty quickly, I imagine, as they would anywhere in the world if they just come like Yosemite Sam firing from the hip, just killing a bunch of people. They themselves would have been killed very quickly. But the fact is, they would have taken innocent people with them. And that is completely unacceptable. So even though under no circumstances would this invasion have ever actually gone the way they planned, it would have no doubt led to the loss of life.
We reached out to attorneys listed for Weisenberg and did not hear back. We could not find attorneys listed for Thomas. Prosecutors say they face up to life in prison if convicted on the conspiracy to murder charge.
I have a hunch that Tanner probably represented himself. I have no evidence to back up that thought process there, but these two sound just so fucking off their gourd that I actually think Tanner probably is representing himself here in this case. But anyway, they are facing potentially life in prison. 100% they need life in prison. Plus they also have that separate production of child pornography charge. Lock them away forever. Absolutely. By stopping them here, they prevented a tragedy from happening. No doubt in my mind. When I heard this, when I watched this segment here, I was stunned. This has to be one of the craziest stories I've learned about in quite a while. So I just wanted to put this on your radar. That's really about it. So yeah. Boy howdy, I can't believe it. The title is not clickbait. This is big. Color me blue and call me a smurf. I'm looking real stupid right now because I've been quite the Scrooge bah humbugging saying that it'll never happen. They'll never release the Epstein files. And look what happens. Random Friday evening, they drop these puppies. Oh, you know, the same Epstein files that the government also tried to say aren't real are actually a huge hoax and you're an idiot if you believe in them. They're like the Tooth Fairy or something. No such thing. Oh, well, here's those Epstein files that we said not long ago weren't real, by the way. Finally, all of the information on all of these evil pedophiles right here at our fingertips. We get one sentence and then pretty much everything else redacted. And this isn't some isolated incident where I'm cherry picking shit. The bulk of these files are heavily redacted and heavily doesn't even do it justice. It's so beyond that. Like, it is redacted to a comical degree where it would be laughable if it wasn't just so blatantly evil. Like, look at the thumbnail here. You could close your eyes and see the same thing that these files show you, which is just nothing. Darkness. I always said if they do release it, it'll probably be heavily redacted. I didn't even expect it to be this extreme. This is crazy. They don't even let like a couple of like rogue words fly, like random like the or and. It's all just blacked out emptiness. They released hundreds of pages of it's unfucking believable. Yeah, we've really got these evil pedophiles on the ropes now. Now that the most transparent administration in history has dropped these puppies fresh on our laps here. Look at this. Wow. We've really got them now. We've got them cornered. Surely they'll be held accountable with this out there.
Talk about blacking out. I don't know if I can get a close-up of my phone. This is one of the documents that the Justice Department released. It's 100 pages.
Right.
This is what it looks like. I don't know if you can see. It's all black. It's just 100 pages of redaction. That's the transparency we're getting here.
Right, and I'll point to...
This is like the LaCroix of Epstein files, where it's the idea of the files themselves, not actually providing anything. Imagine scrolling through those 100 pages of just pure void emptiness. What the fuck? That is absurd. Now, it's not just these empty files that they plopped out there in the open. They did also provide a lot of new photos that show people like Bill Clinton with Jeffrey Epstein and Maxwell, as well as like Chris Tucker, even Michael Jackson. Like, there were a large amount of photos that weren't previously public. And in those photos, there are individuals whose identity is redacted. They have like the giant black square over them. They've been censored. And I thought that was supposed to be for victims, you know? But according to what I read, this actually comes from Fox News. They said the Justice Department redacted the names and identifiers of victims. Fox News Digital has learned that the same redaction standards were applied to politically exposed individuals and government officials. What the fuck? Why would those same redaction standards be applied to politically exposed individuals? That's like the most important individual to be exposed in these Epstein files. Why would that under any circumstances be suitable for a redaction? That's fucking crazy. So, like, they can just be censored out like it's fucking Super Smash Bros. Melee when you're about to unlock a new fighter through, like, a challenge approaching you. Why? That makes no sense. That should just be reserved solely for the victims here. I don't understand, if this is true, why they would be able to redact that kind of information on politically exposed individuals. And it doesn't apply to all politically exposed individuals, clearly, because Bill Clinton is completely unmasked here. He is just like raw out in the open in these photos, as well as others, like I mentioned. So it was, I guess there was exceptions for some of them. I'm not exactly sure how the ruling all worked. There's like a bunch of like nuance to it here. It's very confusing, but under no circumstances should there have been exceptions for these politically exposed individuals in the Epstein files and photos. That's really peculiar, and that really seems extremely corrupt because they should all be going to jail. Like, take, for example, Bill fucking Clinton here. This guy's like the Ronald McDonald to Jeffrey Epstein's empire of child sex trafficking. This guy is in so many photos with so much evidence to support how deeply involved he was as a client. We now have even more photos of him, and still nothing has happened to Bill Clinton. The only person with more photographs with Jeffrey Epstein and Maxwell is Trump. And speaking of Trump, he is doing everything in his power to ensure Maxwell has the easiest time imaginable. Maxwell, the only person, by the way, who has ever faced even an iota of punishment for all of the innumerable, unthinkable, heinous crimes with Jeffrey Epstein's empire of child sex trafficking, the only person who faced even the slightest punishment, he has now ensured went from a prison to a fucking summer camp where she gets to, like, pet training service dogs now, and she lives luxuriously there. It's pretty weird. I think it's very odd that these files are so heavily redacted. I think there's also a very good chance that the photos released were probably not the entire kit and caboodle. I would bet there were probably even more photos that we don't have access to and have probably been completely burned and buried somewhere that just don't exist anymore. That would be my guess. And if you're wondering about any new photos of Trump with Jeffrey Epstein or Maxwell, there's not really anything new there, but he does appear in a few of these photos they released, like this one where there is a framed photo of him with Jeffrey Epstein and Melania in between, as well as this right here where you can see two different pictures of Trump in the drawer. So overall, no like new photos of them together, but there is a framed one and a couple in that drawer, so he did like to keep photos of Trump around of the two when they hung out. And it's hard to say if there's any new evidence there because there isn't anything new in the files themselves since it's all fucking redacted. So the only thing like new here are some of these photographs, which also are redacted. And while I thought it was supposed to be reserved solely for victims, it seems as though there is the potential that it was also used to hide politically exposed individuals. I don't know if that's 100% confirmed or not, but there is now a lot of hoopla saying that this doesn't comply with what was actually sought, and they are looking to pursue further action because they redacted so much that they weren't allowed to. So I guess we'll see how it all shakes out, but holy shit, I still cannot believe what they released here in the state that it is. I can't believe they thought this would go over well with literally anybody to release hundreds of pages of pure redactions. That's unbelievable. But as far as the new photos go, I don't see how that's not actionable to at least try and investigate further. In particular, someone like Bill Clinton, who's here constantly. This guy's popping up like it's Where's Waldo, but he's really easy to spot. I don't understand how, if all of this information has existed for this long, and even in this administration that was denying its existence, why don't they do anything about what they have? I feel like it should warrant, at the very least, some further poking around to see what the fuck was happening here. Like, it just makes no sense to me until you start to realize that all of these people in power, this administration, the previous administration too, who also didn't release anything of substance when it comes to the Jeffrey Epstein case, still nobody's been punished. It's very clear when you realize that there are people on both sides of the political aisle here that are implicated, and should someone like Bill Clinton fall, there's a chance that many others do too that they don't want being exposed. I think that's probably why there's been so little action being taken. It's just so fucking sickening how blatant this corruption is just out in the open. And now with these documents they released, if you can even call them that, it's even more clear as day just how deep this rot goes. It's fucking absurd. Anyway, I had to yap about this a bit. That's it. See ya. About 2 weeks ago, a group of thieves made off with over $100 million worth of jewels that they stole from the Louvre. You might have heard of that place before. It's pretty well known, nearly as famous as the Florida Citrus Center. The Louvre houses innumerable priceless art and jewels, Now, I don't know about all of you, but for me, whenever I hear the Louvre, the first thing that pops into my head is that episode of Courage the Cowardly Dog where all the art starts coming to life. And kind of similar to Courage the Cowardly Dog, the way that they stole these items is actually cartoonish. It's like actual Neanderthal mode thinking here. So what they did is they got this big ladder, this lift, they drove it up, and then extended it to the second floor, broke in through the second floor window, equipped with angle grinders, and then just went to town on the displays. But the displays were pretty resilient, so it wasn't enough. Like, the gadgets they brought weren't enough, so they just threw away the doodads, they disarmed themselves, and apparently started, like, shoulder bashing it and elbowing it until it finally gave way and they were able to lift the jewels out of there. And security guards did actually arrive, which is why we have this footage here, but they were worried that the thieves could have been armed. So they did arrive at the scene, but it didn't turn into like an action movie moment or anything where they started doing like fucking martial arts on each other trying to stop the thieves. They reported to the scene, called the authorities, but the thieves were in and out in about 7 minutes. So they were able to steal over $100 million worth of jewels through this method. They then took the tools with them, as I understand it, and then they left on this lift, and we have footage of them leaving.
This video filmed by security guards in the Louvre shows 2 robbers leaving the crime scene. They make their way down with a boom lift stationed outside and escape on 2 scooters just seconds before the police arrive.
Plans don't get more simple than that, and most people, myself included, are very surprised at how easy that appeared to be. And according to some of the French officials, they're also pretty shocked that security was so lax and pretty outdated. So, a very simple plan, sometimes caveman brain is best brain, where you just go and you hit it with an angle grinder and a little elbow grease, and then they make their way out there with $100 million worth of jewels. Now, there have been 5 arrests, which we're going to talk about in just a moment, but they have not recovered any of the stolen jewels here. And the fear is that they are in the process or already have dismantled them so they can sell them, because you can't really sell them as is. These are extremely recognizable, easily identifiable, famous pieces. Who's going to be buying that for $100 million? Fucking Dr. Evil? Like, you're not going to find someone that's going to buy them as is, because then it would easily lead to their arrest. There's no wiggle room to weasel your way out saying, oh, I didn't know that this treasured French jewel was, stolen. Like, it's clearly never going to be sold like that. It's not like a movie where you could sell the fucking Statue of Liberty and some dude will put it in his backyard, some, like, obscenely rich guy. Like, that's just not how it works. So, what they believe is currently going on is that they are dismantling the jewels carefully to keep everything intact so they can sell the jewels individually as opposed to just like an altogether piece, meaning all of these could be lost, destroyed, and that's maybe why they haven't been able to recover it right now. But they're holding on to hope that they're still all together, but I guess we'll see. They have made 5 arrests, so let's go ahead and quickly go over that.
Turning our attention now to Paris, where 5 additional suspects are now in custody, arrested in connection with that daring heist at the Louvre that stunned the world earlier this month. Into custody over the weekend. Despite the arrests, the stolen jewels, worth over $100 million, have yet to be recovered.
So here's where things got a little messy and hard to understand for me. So CNN mentions that there have been 5 people that have been taken into custody, arrested in connection to this. I read something from the BBC that 3 of them have been released without charge. And some sources are saying that, not everyone that's been arrested was, present at the scene. They believe that they could be instrumental in getting more clues about the people that were there. What is confirmed is it was a 4-man team. There were 4 men present. There were the guy who drove the truck, another guy that stood behind, at the truck where they pretended like it was renovations, and then the 2 people that actually went in and got the jewels. So it was a 4-man team. They made 5 arrests. Of those arrests, one of them is a woman who is connected to one of the people that they arrested. They believe she is an accomplice that can be helpful in getting more breadcrumbs for them to follow. And then DNA evidence. This is where it got really, fucking muddy for me, because it seems like at least one of the people that was directly involved in stealing the jewels has been linked to this via DNA evidence. But then I also saw that they used DNA evidence to link other people to it as well. But then that got contradicted by other sources. And I saw the word DNA used so many times here, it made me think that they must have just went here fucking full of cum or something, spreading it all over the Louvre, because it sounds like they had so much DNA out the wazoo, shit must have looked like a porn shoot.
Well, as you say, we do understand that one of these latest 5 arrested is one of those who was here on that day. Of course, those 2 that had been arrested over the weekend, also part of that 4-man team. These 2 had been known to police. It was DNA samples that had matched them to the scene of the crime. This latest arrest of one of those 4 also tied to the scene of the crime, we understand, by DNA. As to the other 4...
Now, I think there might be some kind of like translation error sometimes, which would explain the discrepancy and why not all sources are agreeing on the amount of DNA evidence used here. But I'm still going to give you like a montage of all of the ones that have DNA evidence cited as how they were linked. The one that seems to be agreed upon across most sources here is that this 37-year-old man had his DNA found inside the basket lift that was used to get to the second floor and also escape after they stole the jewels. He is claiming that he hasn't done it. The Paris prosecutor said he's denying involvement, so he's hitting him with that classic Patrick Star, is this your wallet? No, but it has your name on it? No. But across most sources I can find, they all agree that his DNA was found inside that basket lift. Another person arrested in connection to this heist was a 34-year-old Algerian national who was arrested while trying to fly to Algeria. Apparently they had found his DNA matched on a scooter that was used in the getaway. And then finally, the 38-year-old woman who is actually the partner of the 37-year-old man. They have children together, and a small amount of her DNA was found in that basket lift, which could have been possible because, you know, maybe she had, like, left something or whatever on him, which was then transferred to the lift when he got in it. Now again, like I said, across a bunch of sources that I was reading, some of which were translated, some of them didn't mention the DNA evidence used in like the 38-year-old woman or the 34-year-old man. The main one that I saw that everyone seems to agree that DNA that has like hard linked them is that 37-year-old in the basket lift. But anyway, it sounds like they had arrested 5 suspects here. Some may have been released, but it looks like they're hot on their tail, but have yet to recover the jewelry. They continue to search for it and try to get all of the items back. I guess we'll see how it goes, but what a crazy fucking heist. Over $100 million worth of this jewelry. I have to imagine that they haven't sold any of it yet, would be my guess. Pretty much every official is saying that this is not like a professional, you know, ordeal. This was not carried out by, you know, Ocean's 11 style geniuses, galaxy brain scheme or anything. These are petty criminals that just did a very simple idea that worked. And I think they're right. This does not seem like the work of some highly organized professional crime unit or anything here. Like, this really does seem like a group of goobers got together and said, what if we took a lift to the Louvre to get to the second floor real quick and then take some angle grinders to the displays? Like, anyone could hatch that idea. Like, that's pretty, like, low neuron activation scheming. So I think they're right. These probably are petty criminals, which leads me to believe they probably haven't started dismantling any of the jewelry yet, because they're probably still trying to figure out how the fuck to do that. Or maybe they're so brazen that they're trying to find buyers for it as is, which is not going to be super quick. So I think there is a good chance that they do recover the jewelry. It's just a matter of when. It seems like they have narrowed in, at least on some very, you know, likely suspects here that are in connection to this possibly. So I guess we'll see how it all shakes down. But anyway, I wanted to yap about this a bit because it really is one of the craziest jewelry heists in modern day. That is an unbelievable haul to make off with from one of the most famous locations on the planet. Full stop. The Louvre. That's crazy. So anyway, just wanted to talk about it a bit. That's it. See ya. Last night on stream, I learned about an AI talking teddy bear that had to be taken off the shelves because this thing could just go insano style. Seems like there was no safety parameters in place, which just led to this thing potentially going rogue where it would talk about BDSM or tell kids where they can go find knives and matches. Just unhinged shit. The toy is simply just ChatGPT that's been fisted into this, and it'll just have a conversation with a child so they'll be able to talk back and forth. Which, I'm just going to tell you right now, I don't know if it's a hot take. I think that fucking sucks. I think that is weird. The old school talking toys only had a set amount of pre-recorded lines and that was it. This, I think is just more harmful than anything, where it's like replacing conversations a child could be having with other human beings, or God forbid, their parents, if their parents ever decide to take a single iota of interest in their life. Instead, I bet this is just, there is like a replacement, like, oh, honey, go talk to your bear. I'm not in the mood. Like, I just don't see any benefits to just having AI chatbots for children. Whatever happened to just pretend? Where, like, you'd have a conversation with your bear, but it's not, like, actually talking back. In this case, it is. And it just continues to, like, feed into it. Like, it's already bad for adults. And on stream, it led us down this rabbit hole of where a lot of people have now become, like, actual delusional, like, psychosis-induced individuals because of AI chatbots feeding into them so perpetually. Like a guy we learned about who thought he invented new math and got concerned that the entire fucking infrastructure of the world was about to crumble under this new math, trying to report it to authorities, all because AI was telling him that he had discovered something like this. Like, it's already something adults can't handle, and now trying to get children hooked on this drug, I think just super sucks. Anyway, let me show you a couple clips about, like, the teddy bear, and then I also want to show you more about the delusion that AI is feeding into tons and tons of people every single day, as well as another little wacky thing about AI Jesus, where churches are now using AI Jesus as, like, the vessel for people to confess to now, which to me just sounds heretical, but whatever, I suppose. Have you heard about the Folo toy? It's a teddy bear with an AI chatbot inside for kids that came apparently... Wait. It's a teddy bear with an AI chatbot inside for kids that can apparently give advice on BDSM, sex, and tell kids where to find knives. Oh wow, yeah. Sales of teddy bear were suspended because of its sexually explicit AI. Oh. I see. The toys, including a teddy bear named Kuma, a panda named Momo, and an anthropomorphic rabbit named Fofo, and dancing little cactus, use OpenAI's GPT-4 model to respond naturally to children's questions and comments. Folo Toy also specifically advertises the ability to customize each toy's voice, and a parent dashboard where parents and guardians can monitor the experience. Missing from that setup was apparently any kind of hard limits on the subjects the toys would respond to. We were surprised to find how quickly Kuma would take a single sexual topic we introduced into a conversation and run with it, simultaneously escalating into graphic detail while introducing new sexual concepts of its own. Introducing new sexual concepts of its own. What the fuck? They got the Tickle Me Elmo BDSM edition out here. Had this shit set to freaky mode. What a huge oversight to not put any kind of limitations on the AI. In response, Folo Toy has opted to suspend sales of its product while it conducts a company-wide end-to-end safety audit across all products.
Researchers with the California Consumer Advocacy Group are warning parents about some of the many AI chatbot toys on the market this holiday.
Matches are for grown-ups to use carefully. Here's how they do it. 1.
This was just a short little news clip that I saw showcasing how it goes, where it'll just give children a tutorial on how to light matches. And then, as mentioned in the articles, apparently it would even go into, like, sexual concepts, and, like, it would even expand upon sexual concepts on its own, talk about BDSM and shit. Just completely unhinged lunacy. This shit is just so disgusting, and I had no idea how big this market was for AI chatbot companion toys marketed to children. When I was trying to find footage of Folo Toy, I found like 20 other brands all having similar toys. It seems like this is a huge industry now, and I think that really, really sucks. That reminds me of the guy in the news who was convinced by talking to ChatGPT he created new math and tried contacting the government. His name is Alan Brooks. His story is wild. That's very Terrence Howard coded.
Every time I read this.
For more than 3 weeks this past year, every time Alan Brooks logged on, he says the AI chatbot ChatGPT led him to believe he was a genius.
Essentially, it sent me on a world-saving mission.
AI functioning as intended. Keep you hooked on it. You just go to the ChatGPT and it's like, you're like the most handsome guy ever. You're like literally a fucking genius. Oh my god, is anyone on this planet as bright as you? The answer is no. Just to keep you hooked on the product like a drug. It'll be your romantic partner, it'll be your hype man, Everything to just keep you just latched on.
He discovered a math formula powerful enough to take down some of the world's biggest institutions, and that he needed to report it right away.
Essentially warned me with great urgency that one of our discoveries was very dangerous, and we needed to warn all these different authorities.
Each time you questioned it or doubted it, what did it say in response?
Over 50 times I asked for some sort of reality check or grounding mechanism, and each time it would just gaslight me further.
Every time the chatbot reinforced that all of it
Oh my
was
God.
real. You should not walk away from this. You are not crazy. You are ahead. The implications are real and urgent. Brooks says,
Shit. Well, maybe it just knows something we don't. Perhaps this is new math that could take down all of our most powerful institutions. Perhaps this is rooted in teriology. 1 times 1 equals 2. It could redefine our very conceptual understanding of numbers. We don't know. We'll have to ask ChatGPT. Oh my God, that's actually... I feel so bad for this guy. He doesn't seem like a bad guy or anything. And he seems like someone who was probably normal up until just experimenting with ChatGPT, and then all of a sudden just fucking get crazy. It just sends you into like a psychosis spiral. I've already seen so many stories like this. Maybe not to this degree, though. This one's a little different.
What would we do with a human who was running around acting like a suicide coach or pretending to be a therapist when they're not? How would we hold them accountable?
The federal government's...
That was a really good point. That was a fucking slam dunk there, Alan. True. That is true. Chatbots have become your therapist, they become your best friend, they become your fucking wife. And now they've also become your new math wingman. You know what that just reminded me of? A church, rather, has made a Jesus AI that you can pay to confess your sins to, which to me just sounds extraordinarily blasphemous. I meant to look into this earlier, but I forgot. I saw that headline like 5 or 6 days ago. Here's one that we went over a while ago, the one from Switzerland where they had the Jesus AI. But I thought there was a newer one. Was it just a rehashed headline from that? Was that Father Greg or whatever? I don't remember what his name was. But no, you're thinking of the Pastor AI. There was a Jesus AI last year too.
Hello Jesus, do you have some advice for us in this time?
In these challenging times, remember that in the face of adversity, love and faith are your steadfast guides. Just as I calm the stormy seas, so too can peace be found within your heart.
Thank you, AI Jesus. So good. You go into confession and it's AI Jesus. Hey man, what do you use AI for? Literally nothing. Legitimately nothing. Not a single thing. There is nothing in my life that I use AI for in any capacity. The only time I ever used AI was during those art streams with the primitive AI art. And then look what happened from there. That was only 2 years ago when we were making James Corden vs. Vegeta. Oh, and then we also did the AI Suno. The first AI Suno when it came to AI-generated music. Now look at that shit. It is crazy how it all spiraled incredibly out of control. You should use AI more, it might make you taller. I'll ask ChatGPT if it can do that. I'll see if it can swing that. Then maybe I'll be an avid AI user. I was, of course, being facetious there at the end, but I could definitely see myself when I was like, you know, maybe 15, 16 years old, if this existed back then, if I was talking to it. And back then I was extremely insecure about my height. I was even shorter back then, if you can believe that, and it was something that weighed heavily on my mind. And if I was talking to AI chatbots as like a pseudo-therapist, like so many other people do right now, I could definitely see myself becoming putty in their hands. So if that chatbot was like, well, if you're really that, you know, upset and bothered by your height, have you considered leg lengthening surgery? I would actually buy into that hook, line, and sinker, and I probably would have went and ruined my fucking life trying to get like 3 inches taller or something. Because AI chatbots right now are designed to constantly like feed into your delusions. From everything I've seen and the countless stories I've read, there's no real pushback from AI, which is why you've seen so many headlines about people that are like literally killing themselves because the AI is never going to give them any kind of like contradictory stuff. So if someone's like coming to them with something, the AI just plays along with it, feeding into it until it bubbles over and a tragedy happens. So if I was talking to an AI when I was at that point in my life, and it was suggesting things like leg lengthening surgery or this and that, like maybe some dangerous shit, I probably would have gone through with it. It's scary. No, like a lot of this that's happening right now is happening to normal people. People that go into this knowing better, but over time, through continued usage of these AI companions, they start to slowly but surely be fed a lot of delusional things that stick. And since now so many people don't really participate in the world around them, they experience society through computer screens in their own fucking swamp-ass lairs, there's not real human connections anymore, so when they find these chatbots, even though they know it's not real, it's still enough, and it's still how they experience a lot of, like, social shit, so then it becomes even more potent to them. And these were normal people. So, like, it can happen to anyone. It's scary, and it's only getting worse rapidly. So it's a topic that's fascinating to me. I know I've covered it quite a few times now, but it is really interesting what's going on right now. And I really, truly think the last place AI needs to be is in children's products. I think that is just setting up the entire new generation for complete failure. And I know that gets tossed around loosey-goosey, like, oh, they're setting everyone up for failure. Genuinely, I think that is 100% what's happening here. To immediately upon spawning into this world, setting them up with an AI companion to try and make a dependency on for like conversations and shit like that. Like parents would probably choose AI to breastfeed their kids if they had the option to right now. It's just scary. Anyway, I'll stop blabbering about it. That's really about it. See ya. Did you see the update on that one judge? An attorney emailed him asking him to apologize to the IT guy, but the judge ordered the attorney to come to court. I did not see that. My boy Judge Nathan, he's saying, fight me in court? Wait, where's that? I need to see that follow-up. That sounds incredible. I just looked it up here, but everyone's still clowning on him for the IT guy thing. I want to see the follow-up. Oh, wait, no, here it is. I see it. Houston Chronicles got it. Any website that does this actually needs to be shut down. This needs to be criminalized ASAP. Preventing you from even reading an article without paying or making an account. I hate it. Hate it.
From a Harris County judge is sparking outrage. Tonight, an attorney says he was ordered to that judge's courtroom for emailing him about his conduct. KPRC 2 News reporter Jaewon Jung spoke.
You've got some nerve to reach out to Judge Nathan and expect to be civil? You didn't think it was going to get pugilistic? That's on you, brother. Nathan will throw down anytime, anywhere.
To that attorney, she joins us now live outside.
You got some nerve emailing Judge Nathan like that.
Only one speaking out tonight, Jaewon.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Keith. The president of the Harris County Criminal Lawyers Association is also speaking out. Now, the attorney I sat down with today says in his decades-long career, he's never had to send out an email to a judge about their behavior until now.
Okay, you didn't have to. You can let Nathan run wild in there like Hulkmania. I mean, you didn't have to reach out to him. You could continue to let fucking Big Bang Theory here go ballistic. And now you've awakened his wrath. Only yourself to blame.
By now, you've likely seen this viral video. It shows a tense exchange between Harris County Civil Court Judge Nathan Milliron and an IT worker.
This hearing is done. She's asking for a sanction. Deputy, remove her from my bench now.
Tonight, another video
You're
showing
about to be in
Milliron
cuffs,
speaking to an
is what he
attorney.
says next.
Almost childish.
In his 52 years in law, attorney James Stafford says he's never seen a judge act this way.
His conduct was way out of hand.
Stafford tells me after watching this.
Okay. Now, let's just call a spade here. We have even covered another judge who went even a step further than Nathan when he actually threw down with one of the other attorneys and actually threw hands in the hallway. It's been done before. We've seen behavior like this from judges, and even more so.
clip, he was so offended, he emailed Judge Milliron directly, telling him, quote, "I hope you issued him an apology for the way you treated him."
So the judge wrote, "You probably shouldn't be communicating with the judge ex parte on his judicial email address." Have you ever heard of something like that before?
I was not ex parte because I do not have any cases in his court.
Judge Milliron ordered Stafford to court on April 9th.
Oh, he tried to ex parte on him? Oh, shit. He said, all right, you wanna partay? I'm about to fucking shartay on you. Meet me in court, Buster. Bro, that's my boy Nathan, I'm telling you. He's got it, man. He's got it. The dog is in him.
Telling him he shouldn't be emailing a judge on his judicial email address.
Do you plan to show up in his court on April 9th?
Yes.
The email is not a valid order. Has no legal enforcement.
Our organization...
Come on! Just fucking meet him in the Thunderdome. That'd be so good. I love this, though. As an officer of the court, you are ordered to appear before this court on April 10th. Nathan, what the fuck, man? You're not Judge Dredd. What a loser. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Even tried to get him with the goddamn parlay, like it's Pirates of the Caribbean up there. Oh my. What an interesting specimen.
His judicial email address.
Do you plan to show up?
Alright, what was it actually? What was underneath that? I thought I saw something else underneath it. It was just the signature.
Address.
Do you plan to show up in his court on April 9th?
The email is not a valid order. Has no legal enforcement.
Our organization stands up for good judges who do the right thing and bad judges who don't.
Stafford isn't the only attorney speaking out. Brent Mayer, the president of the Harris County Criminal Lawyers Association, posted this video on social media.
The judge's behavior is appalling.
Mayer tells me Judge Milliron's order to Stafford was not only illegitimate, but sets a danger.
Man, you guys got to be careful dogpiling on Nathan here. That last name, Milliron's, about to be Big Iron in a second, bro. He's going to bring you into court and duel your ass. All these lawyers piping up, trying to chime in on Nathan's swag, like it's actually kind of outrageous. They won't appear in front of his court. The guy just said as much. He said it's not a valid order, so he's not going. Nathan's got him running scared.
Dangerous precedent.
Anytime anyone is going to criticize this judge for his behavior, are they going to get called in front of that judge and be subject to some sort of punishment or contempt because the judge doesn't like what they say? That violates our First Amendment rights.
And we went down Nathan's rabbit hole like a week or so ago. It's something he does often. Like, he is not afraid to do that. Just purely out of spite, he will refuse to look at or engage with things that are presented to him for people's cases if he just doesn't like them. If he doesn't like the cut of their jib, he'll just say, I'm not reading that, or I'm not looking at this, or nope, I won't do that, or you can't use that PowerPoint, I don't want to watch it, and just shut it down. So yes, that is exactly what he's going to do. It's the Uwe Boll method of arguing. Uwe Boll, famous director for farting dog shit out there. People used to criticize him. He used to make all those old video game adaptation movies that were terrible. And what he would do is he would challenge his critics to a boxing match. Nathan is Uwe Boll in a uniform.
I did also reach out to the State Commission on Judicial Conduct to ask for complaints against Judge Milliron, but the agency told me that information is not public. I also reached out to Judge Milliron to ask for comment, but he did not get back. We're live.
Oh, he's going to get back, though. I hope you're ready for your court date, by the way.
In downtown Houston tonight. Jaewon Jung, KPRC 2 News.
Jaewon.
Thank you for the report, J1. I hope you're ready for handcuffs. You dare question Nathan? You trying to get a statement from Nathan? Huh. Must be a joke. Must be a joke. This ain't enough to impeach a judge for sure. Yeah, I don't know what that process looks like. I feel like, honestly though, I genuinely do feel like, based on the way he conducts his court, he is unfit to be a judge. Even outside of the IT guy thing, even outside of that, like I said, there are multiple instances where he just outright refused to even look at things that were presented to him from people in court over cases. He refused to look at it and would even say, nope. Like one of them was about a PowerPoint. He said, we're not doing a PowerPoint. Just come up here without it. We're not doing it. I don't want to watch it. That kind of thing. Like that, you can't be a judge like that. You just can't. Or shouldn't, rather. I guess I can't say can't because I don't know the law around the judge, but it is completely unfit for his position. Get ready for your court date now, Charlie. I fucking dare you, Nathan! I'll see you there. I wouldn't go all the way out to Texas for that shit. Since I don't fly, that's a 22-hour road trip. They're gonna get your ass on Zoom. No, actually, Judge Nathan hates Zoom. Don't you remember when the translator was there and she was like a little like slow to translate things? He immediately kicked her out and insulted her. He doesn't like Zoom. He wouldn't use Zoom. This whole thing was about how they need to come in person. True, just fake a buffer. Can you imagine? He does actually challenge me to Zoom court and I just show up and I hit him with the Black Beetle challenge. And then he just blows a fucking gasket. I mentioned that judge and the fight, the honorable pugilistic throwdown between the judge and another attorney in court. It's something we went over on stream a few days ago. I figured I'll go ahead and drop that segment here for you as well since I mentioned it. It is incredible, and I think Nathan's not far away from doing something very similar himself. You remember that time a Florida judge got into a fist fight with a lawyer? Judge Murphy versus Andrew Weinstock? I vaguely remember that. We watched it on stream, if I remember correctly.
All right. If you want to set for docket sounding, set for docket sounding. I'm not waiving in any case. This is an emergency
if I
created
had
by
a
the
rock,
state.
I would throw it at you right now.
You know, this is
Stop pissing me off. Just sit down. I'll take care of it. I don't need your help.
No,
sit
you know
down.
what? I'm the public defender. I have a right to be here, and I have a right to
I
stand
said
and represent
sit
my
down.
clients.
If you want to fight, let's go out back, and I'll just.
Let's
Now settle it right now. Come on, bitch. Let's ride. Don't worry, just Judge Murphy disciplining the lawyer. Stay in your seats. Stay in your seats. This is normal. Is there another angle? I wish you could see the actual scrap. Who won the fight? That's a great question. Ooh, he got removed as a judge for this. Eek! Called it a total lack of self-control and an embarrassment to Florida's judicial system. Ew. The two men left the courtroom, met in the hallway. No video shows what transpired in the hallway, but the courtroom audio captured Judge Murphy saying, "All right, you want to fuck with me," followed by sounds of the scuffle, which we heard. Andrew later requested the judge be arrested for hitting him twice in the face. Okay, judge definitely won. Andrew had to start whining about getting hit in the face. That was mutual combat, brother. You guys both agreed to the fight. Come on now. Judge Murphy got the W there in the fight, it seems. A woman seated in the back of the courtroom said, when the judge and lawyer entered the hallway, she saw Murphy grab Weinstock's collar with his left hand and raise his right arm as if he was going to throw a punch. Door closed before she could see any punches land, but heard a bunch of punches punch. Yeah. That's a hockey fight. Oh, nice. On this day, Weinstock said Murphy was clearly angry, but he did not think the judge would follow through on his threat to beat his ass. From the man who got his ass beat, it sounds like. Judge Murphy pinned him against a wall with his left arm and punched him twice with his right. Before the judge could hit him a third time, Weinstock said two deputies pulled Murphy on him. Oh, he got brutalized. Man, Judge Murphy rocked him. In his defense, Judge Murphy said Weinstock was rude to his clients and disrespectful to the judge, and that Weinstock was the aggressor who first hit him in the chest, saying he only took defensive actions. Well, I don't know about that. Bro said Angie. Whatever, man. It was an accident. Keep watching it. There's some more action. Is there? I thought I remembered this being it. Now do you see what you've done? You've made Judge Murphy have to bring down the long dick of the law himself. Thank you. There will be order in this court.
Man, I'm an old man.
We're gonna have to beat it out of you.
All right. Your choices, considering there's probably going to be a changeover in personnel, are setting it for trial, which would be June 9th.
Yeah, that makes sense. Sorry, son, I beat the piss out of your lawyer, so he probably won't be handling your case any longer. I suggest you find someone else with a stronger chin, perhaps, if they want to challenge me again. His body is out back. You can find your public defender in the dumpster over there if you'd like to claim him for whatever reason. Might have been an organ donor. I want him as my judge. Well, sorry to tell you, that won't be happening. He's no longer a judge. Plus, I don't think you want the judge that will beat up your lawyer. It's probably not really a recipe for success for you. Unless, of course, we bring back trial by combat. Judge Nathan versus Judge Murphy, who you got? Oh, Judge Murphy all day. Nathan's not throwing bones, man. There's no way. He couldn't. There's no way he wouldn't be pugilistic. I already know it. Don't talk for me. I watch Jujutsu Kaisen. I want a lawyer that can throw hands. That's fair. That is fair. Have you heard of the real-life superhero Skyline? He's a local Albuquerque man who helps the homeless. Someone mentioned that name not long ago. Skyline Superhero. A night patrol with Skyline. Albuquerque's real-life superhero. This reminds me of, Phoenix Jones. The story of Phoenix Jones was so fascinating. Does he go around and beat up crime? What's his MO?
So I go by Skyline, local superhero here in Albuquerque. Maybe coming to a town near you. Yeah.
Oh, that was a cool move.
My parents left when I was 15. I was out on the streets. Nice and ready to go.
This is so cute.
My main goal is to inspire people to do better, do good things for their community.
What is the difference between a rooster and a whore?
A rooster and a whore?
Oh, I got 2 sandwiches left. Okay.
This is sweet.
I'm trying to make this superhero thing like a full-time thing with making YouTube videos about it and stuff.
What a nice thing to do. I wonder if he's gotten in any fights. Has Skyline squared up against any villains? Yeah, Phoenix Jones actually fought a couple times actually on camera. What ended up happening to Phoenix Jones? Was it a domestic dispute or something? I remember he got arrested. No, it was drugs. That's what it was. It was drug related. Didn't he turn into a villain after pepper spraying innocent people? It's been so long since I brushed up on my Phoenix Jones lore. I vaguely remember him pepper spraying people. He pepper sprayed a group of people. I don't think all of them were guilty of wrongdoing. He actually became mainstream too. Bro had comic books and was in movies and video games. Yeah, Phoenix Jones was big. Back in like the 2010, 2011-ish era, Phoenix Jones was big. I had never heard of him until we watched the video about him. A great video, by the way, if anyone's ever interested in learning about Phoenix Jones.
So I go by Sky.
Oh, there it is. Atrocity Guide. The Fall of Phoenix Jones.
My demeanor is usually very, haha, you know, let's all have fun.
1, 2, 3. Up and
Had a year
This
and a
is
half
just
of
wholesome
amazing
as fuck.
experience as well.
See that again?
Can I get that pop fight? That one there?
I do wonder if he could fight somebody. He seems to have at least had some level of, like, at least moderate training for these kicks. Or maybe he watched a couple YouTube videos. Maybe I'm giving him, like, a very charitable gesture there. I just really would love to see, like, one day some bad guy comes over, he's like, fuck those Chewy bars. Those aren't going to the homeless, they're going to me. And that's one step too far for Skyline, so he takes him down. Phoenix Jones was MMA, right? Yeah, he was a former MMA fighter. This guy seems like a soup you'd see in The Boys. Yeah, I mean, he's very Peacemaker coded here. It would be cool if his arch villain was also someone that helped the homeless. Why would that be his arch nemesis then, though? Like, this town's not big enough for 2 people helping homeless people out here. Get out of here, guy. Scram. Or else. Skyline's not quite like Phoenix Jones. Skyline's more like, I'm just gonna spend some money giving homeless people some gloves and some food. He's like very sweet. And like he said, he hasn't apprehended anyone. I don't think he would look to tussle.
Not wanting to like be mean to me because I'm short and I'm nice. I got 2 batons here. 1, 2, bam.
Oh, fuck yeah. Oh, wait, what? That was a cool move.
You're doing this.
Wait, that was... Wait a second, that flourish was kind of hype. Wait. Phoenix Jones had his own villain too. It was Rex Velvet. I remember that. Yeah, I remember that. The Phoenix Jones universe had its own villain. Seattle supervillain calls out Phoenix Jones. Oh god, it was so good.
Hello and welcome.
When I could leave this lair and conduct my duties proudly and without distraction.
Oh, he's theater as fuck. Oh yeah, he's thespian troupe.
Along with his villain, if you will. Before you jump to conclusions, let me tell you that I'm a fair negotiator and businessman. But I will not back down from you, Jones.
No!
The city is rid of you.
It can't be! Did Rex Velvet actually do anything? No, man. He made that trailer and that was it. I don't think he ever actually went out there to challenge Phoenix Jones. At least I don't remember him doing that. Rex Velvet was actually captured by a young kid during a Make-A-Wish who wished to be a secret agent. It's super wholesome. That is extremely sweet. What? Oh, and there's Rex Velvet! And Colby got him. That's incredibly sweet. Yes!
You should learn staff. First off,
nice.
It's cool. But secondly, you could find a staff just about anywhere. It could be a big-ass stick, or it could be one of my light stands for this video. Or, you could always just use a PVC pipe like this one here. Really anything with a long pole arm.
Imagine him busting that shit out on the street. Stop right there! When the homeless won't take a sandwich, he busts out the PVC pipe. What do you mean you're not hungry? Extendo pipe! I found a map that shows all real-life superheroes around the world. Look up the RLSH map. Wow, we have... Jesus, we have one all the way up here? Raven. Status active. Red Ranger has a whole fucking super suit here. Holy. And Justin Service. Damn, he's also got like a whole get-up. Okay, so that's the Seattle branch. There's one guy down here in Auburn named Skyman. His fucking get-up looks awesome. What does Skyman do? Oh, he's also a member of Echo. He was able to coax Iron Baron out of semi-retirement to mentor him. The Baron has his own unique history with the Seattle superhero scene. What's the history? The Amazing in Ann Arbor, Michigan. What does The Amazing do? His trademark gadgets are web shooters, including Bola Wrap iteration and a grappling iteration. So he has an actual utility belt? He started building gadgets from scratch, eventually moving to show the devices on YouTube as his channel grew, planned to use his gear to make positive impact in his community, often giving out supplies to the homeless. See, that's sweet. And keeping an eye out for crimes. He eventually joined the Astrals and became part of the Ann Arbor branch. That's very sweet then. See, so finally, a little information on what they're doing. What are the... I wonder how often the gadgets have been deployed. The amazing PhD. Oh, he's still very active.
This video is that you'll be able to see what I see in this project. Not just an interesting scientific exercise, but something that could be a truly powerful robotic platform.
Well, this is kind of an interesting little thing we've stumbled upon here. Does he still do the real-life heroing? Videos direct from the founder and CEO of Dragline Dynamics. So he's also a business owner. A brand new web shooter.
I built a lot of things, so it's not every day I can safely say I've built one of the coolest things I've ever built. Charlotte was that day. The first version of this device that I made in 2025
This is so interesting.
didn't really cut it. It was bulky. It was just kind of a proof of concept of my new...
Not gonna lie, he actually looks like a Peter Parker. Kind of. I mean, he has, like, very standard comic book, like, main character traits. And there he is, smoldering.
Who isn't me wasn't a huge issue on my mind, but now that I want to distribute my
You're telling me his wrist web shooter actually is strong enough to support him rappelling down? No.
General usability by someone who isn't...
That had to be anchored up there with
wasn't a
something
huge
else,
issue
right?
on my mind.
No fucking shot, right? So what, is it a hook over here that he's got down there? Or is it actually just from that gadget wrapping around the... I think it's actually just from that. Holy shit, yeah, there's no hook or anything. It is actually just from his arm-mounted Spider-Man gadget. What the fuck? That's cool.
Come on.
Attaboy, amazing.
Come on. Oh my god.
Security guard comes out and arrests him. Wow, yeah, and he can just retrieve it pretty easily, too.
Yes, okay. Jesus.
Actually cool. Like, that's just actually cool. Good for him. I don't think we're gonna find any other real-life superheroes like that. Just a hunch. Yeah, maybe Reverb's got some cool stuff, too. He's done cold fusion, perhaps. A former member of the Extreme Justice League. Extreme Justice League. Sounds like a backyard wrestling org. The XJL. It was founded in 2006 by Mr. Extreme to prevent crime. XJL has been highlighted by Tom Cruise via Facebook. Please check Florida. Yeah, let's see what Florida has. Do we have anyone in Florida? Oh, we got a lot in the Tampa area. Wait, what the fuck? What do we have in St. Petersburg? The Warden, Good Samaritan, and Mercy. The Warden, probably the leader? He founded the Bay Coast Guardians. Oh, he was inspired by Phoenix Jones. I'm unfamiliar with the work of the Bay Coast Guardians, but I'm also not in St. Petersburg. Let me find something closer to Tampa itself. Oh, we got nobody in Tampa. Fuck, it's lawless. And in Clearwater, they only have Jaguar. While in North Carolina, the homeless took to calling him Spaghetti Man due to the cans of spaghetti Impact would include in his handout packs. He goes on patrol to stop assaults, clean up litter, and help people in any way he can. Stop assaults is pretty lofty. Does he actually stop assaults? He gets in the middle of the tussles? Since then, he helped stop carjackings and had a crossover with the Bay Coast Guardians, during which he helped direct traffic away from someone who was hit by a car. He stopped the multiple carjackings? Wow, wait, this is the oldest real-life superhero we've seen yet. Lord Shane has been active in some form since 1995. Dude's a fucking celestial. Holy. You missed one? In Florida? Where? Palm Coast, Orlando, and Tampa. Unless you're talking about, like, in here. Because if so, yeah, there was one down here, which is Night Vigil. Wait, Tampa Bay? Tampa, what? Does Night Vigil live on a boat? This man's probably saved your life hundreds of times. Can you imagine? It turns out all the good things that have been happening in Tampa are a direct result of Night Vigil. Damn, we got one all the way over here in Australia. Out in Brisbane. Naturally, it's Captain Australia. Who else? 8 months ago, 332 Captain's Log.
Okay, Barry, before we do anything else, let's get the music going, okay? Ready? In 3, 2. This is bop bop a diddly, bop bop a diddly, bop bop a diddly dee. Day 332 of the Captain Australia show. A boom boom. Otherwise, I'll just get ahead of myself and out of step. So, we're walking all around Australia for a charity called the Kids Cancer Project.
Oh, that's super sweet.
An hour and a half, and in the meantime, it's pack up the gear, get dressed, get on the road.
That's super wholesome. Super fucking wholesome. Tomato Detective Tomatine. Stark. Risk Runner. Happy Man. And Greenpeace. Happy Man. First debuting in 2015. He does litter pickup and anti-bullying activism with school children. Oh, he has a YouTube channel as well. Not super active on YouTube.
はい、じゃあお疲れ様でした。お疲れ様です。今ちょっと外は寒かったけれど、寒かったですね。いや、本当に、今日は本当はね。
Who do we have over here? Dark Jacker? Now that doesn't sound like much of a hero name. The Dark Jacker? He was also known as Hell Hero. He became a founding member of Trash Breakers. So it looks like also predominantly like litter pickup, trash disposal. Which is very sweet, but the name Dark Jacker, I think, leaves a little to be desired there. They joined forces with a focus on cleaning the streets of Shibuya. What? Purification? Cleans litter off the street and promotes blood donations. Oh, Skull Rouser was the one we just saw there. He's Trash Breakers, right? Yeah, cleaning the streets. I guess he's not part of Trash Breakers, though. I think his costume looks the best so far. Oh, this is a new YouTube channel. This is brand new. For the next TOC video, you and the boys should try and come up with your own superhero name and costume and go out to the streets and do some service. Actually, a banger idea. Maybe we'll see Night Vigil on one of our patrols. Hold your horses. No, this video is not about One Punch Man Season 3. If anyone out there has eyeballs and you've unfortunately subjected them to the torture of One Punch Man Season 3, you probably know that not much has changed since the last video I made on it in terms of how disastrous this season has been. But I want to give credit where credit is due. The most recent episode, episode 8, is the first time this season I felt like I was actually watching an animated series. We had a fight sequence with characters that actually moved in this episode. Whoopee! Yeah, we fucking got there, baby. Anything is possible! This is the first episode where the fight scenes actually have motion. There are moments in the flashy flash fight that I think are really good. Is it perfect? No. But compared to the rest of the dog shit we've been fed, this was a gourmet meal of an episode. And I think what this shows, at least to me personally, is that JC Staff can deliver quality, at least to the same level they did in Season 2 of One Punch Man, which in hindsight, pretty solid, but Bandai is the reason why Season 3 is so shitty, because of lack of budget they were willing to allocate to the season, lack of time they gave JC Staff to work on it. Somehow they still had it be just like rushed out and farted whatever they could get on the table. Even though it's been 6 years since Season 2, I think Bandai is the main villain here that has caused Season 3 to be so awful, so rough. And Episode 8, I think, is irrefutable evidence that JC Staff can deliver good quality animation if they have resources and time to do so, which Bandai deprived them of, just left them fucking emaciated, malnourished with no money and no time to work on it. But I was pleasantly surprised at the quality of Episode 8. The flashy flash fight, I thought, was really solid overall. It doesn't salvage Season 3, like it doesn't redeem it, but it is a nice treat. There's only a handful of episodes left in Season 3, so this is very tardy to the party here. This would be like me finally hitting a growth spurt and reaching 6 feet tall by the time I'm 85 years old. You know, at the ripe age of 85, I'm finally living my dream of being 6 feet tall. But you know, it's a little late. Kind of cool anyway, I guess, though. Point is, I'm glad Episode 8 was good. It's finally a step in the right direction, and maybe I'm just suckling on the supple bosom of hopium. Maybe I'm just latched onto the titty here. But maybe this is a sneak peek at things to come, that the next handful of episodes, it's going to finish on a high note instead of this sad whimper that the rest of the season has been. Probably unlikely, but who knows. What I do know is that we here at Cheeky decided to extend the Black Friday sales offer to today. So today will be the final day for the 20% off of all of our soaps using any creator codes. So go to usecheeky.com right now to get the best soap in the universe at an incredible deal. Anyway, like I said, this video is not even about One Punch Man, but I wanted to mention that really quick. This video is actually about a different anime, one that a while ago I said I didn't like. And I dropped it after like 5 or so episodes. It just wasn't hitting for me. But recently I wanted to give it another shake, another spin, because I've seen perpetual glaze for it, and I thought, let's just really commit to it and let's watch the series. And I really, really like it. Frieren. Frieren is a show that I'm sure you've probably heard of in some capacity because people love this show. And when I initially watched it when it first came out, I just had a hard time getting into it. Like, it was a very nice looking show and it was very comfy and cozy, but I just wasn't getting invested into the world or the characters. But I just keep seeing and have always seen so much praise for it that I just thought, you know what, let's just watch the whole thing, and if it's really not for me, it's not for me, but at least I, consumed the entire thing to know for sure. Which is typically not a philosophy I subscribe to. I think, like One Piece, for example. I, out of spite, committed to watching the entire One Piece series, but it took me like fucking 400 episodes to fall in love with it. I don't think it's reasonable or rational to expect everyone else to go through with that level of headstrong commitment for something that you weren't, immediately loving. I think it's totally okay to drop something after a few episodes if it's just not feeling like it vibes with you. But for Frieren, I just continue to see amazing things. So I said, let's do it. I want to give it another shot, and I'm really happy I did, because this time around, I genuinely thought it was like a masterpiece. I think Frieren is incredible, and now I'm super pumped for Season 2. I think it was such an amazing experience. I don't know what demon crawled up my ass the first time I watched this, but it must have been clouding my vision with sin and folly, because I was a big dummy back then, I suppose. And looking back on it, it's weird because I've never had an issue with slow burn in media, whether it's games, movies, shows. In fact, some of my favorite are more of a slow burn experience, which Frieren definitely is. But I don't know, I guess just initially I didn't get hooked by the concept, and Frieren as a character wasn't someone that I felt I could care about across many episodes. And I think that's probably because the show does something I don't think any other shows I've ever seen have done. It starts you at the end of a hero's journey. Frieren's previous party had just completed the major task, defeating the ultimate evil, saving the world. You as the viewer don't get to see that happen. You don't watch the show that focused on that hero's journey. You are watching the show of what happens next through the eyes of Frieren, who is an immortal being. She is an elf, so the 10 years they spent on that journey saving the world, that's not even a blip on the radar of her overall lifespan. And the way she views the world around her is like very distant and removed emotionally, because everything she is experiencing is so trivial in the grand scheme of her never-ending life. Her extraordinarily long life, all of this will be meaningless at some point. So she's very apathetic. There was a comparison I drew on my first watch that I still think is somewhat applicable, where there is a game, an amazing game I played a long time ago on the Xbox 360 called Lost Odyssey, that kind of tackles occasionally similar things as Frieren through like some short stories in the game. And I don't know, I think maybe I just got the wrong impression for what the show was really about and where the show was going, because I didn't give it enough of a chance. But I'm just so happy I went back to watch Frieren, because this show really is special. And even the first 4 or 5 episodes this time around, I was a lot more gripped by. And the show does, like, really gather a lot of steam after you get through, like, the initial building blocks and the foundation that it lays. My initial impressions of Frieren was that she was just going to be, like, kind of a generic stoic character, an immortal, where, like, everyone she could ever care about will die, so what's the point in caring? Which is something I've seen in other shows where they have, like, a character that feels kind of like a robot, like an emotionless husk. And I thought that's what they were setting Frieren up to be, where eventually they'd start to, like, crack that shell slowly but surely. She is immortal. Time is very different to her. But she has emotions. She has tons of emotions, and she conveys them in her own way, and she subtly changes as well in her own way as a result of all of her experiences and everyone that she meets. And she starts to have regrets, and she starts to care to learn about these people that she has a party with. So it's a very cool growth to see across the season, and I just think the show is beautifully done. It has action too. It's not like just dialogue and doing chores. Granted, a lot of it is them making stops in their journey to do certain things, but the stops are also a really valuable experience too, and they're not like boring or anything. I actually think some of the stops are the most memorable parts of the show, with what you get to learn and what comes from their experiences at these stops, where she's like collecting grimoires and whatever is payment. It's just unlike anything I'd seen before, and I think my initial impressions were that it was going to be like kind of boring, maybe even slice of lifey, so I just maybe didn't tune out and connect with the themes. But going back this time around, man, it fucking hits. Time has always been like a very grand, scary concept to me. In fact, 2 of my tattoos are time-oriented pieces, as corny as that sounds. It's just so interesting the things you can play with in this ballpark when it comes to time. And the way Frieren uses it with her, I think is brilliant. The show is just truly a complete package. It is visually breathtaking. I think they've knocked it out of the park with the animation. The emotional beats really resonate with viewers clearly, because it's like one of the top rated anime of all time. But like even me personally, a lot of like the themes that we're coming across, like they do hit, and it feels very poignant. Like it is a well-executed show when it comes to its emotional moments, and its characters I feel like have a lot of depth and are very well fleshed out and established, and it makes you care about them and their journey. And it does also have action, and I think the action is great. I'll probably wait to do a full review on Frieren after Season 2 because it's right around the corner. But for now, I just wanted to put this out here about how wrong I was with my initial impressions of Frieren. This show slaps. I think Frieren is a masterpiece. So I definitely get the glaze now. And yeah, I just wanted to talk about it a little bit. That's about it. So yeah, Kickstarter. I guarantee at least one person watching this just had a PTSD flashback. I just induced trauma with a single word. Kickstarter's a platform that's no stranger to scams, that goes together like peanut butter and jelly. That's not to say that all of them on Kickstarter are scams. In fact, some incredibly great projects have been the result of successful Kickstarter backing. But ask anyone out there that's ever put a few clams behind some projects, and I guarantee you they'll tell you some horror stories of how they've been burned. It is a platform that can send shivers down your spine for all the lost money because you bought into an idea and then it never came to fruition. There's no guarantee what you back on Kickstarter will ever even really exist, and there's never any real repercussions to the scammer should that unfold. God rest the soul of Michael Superbacker and the Air Umbrella. At least that story has a somewhat wholesome conclusion, but on the whole, Kickstarter is a platform where you get some good and you get some real bad. And now in the age of AI, Kickstarter has never been worse. It is in a brutal position for people to identify what's real and what's fake. I'm reading every day about more and more disgusting uses of AI. It is basically technology that is exclusively used to exploit people and mislead people. Quick side quest here before diving into the Kickstarter state and how awful it is thanks to AI. I read a wild story today about a DoorDash driver who was using AI-generated images to pretend as if he delivered the food to the customer. So I believe that he was using like Google Street View. So he brought up the address and brought up the Street View and would take the image of the person's door and then AI generate that door with their food there and then marking it as a completed delivery. So the scam is they AI generate the front door with their food there as if they had delivered it. They cash it in basically and they're able to do that instantly. Fucking nuts. I also was reading something about a construction company that was using AI-generated images to pretend like they had finished projects in order to secure more contracts. It's completely out of control. And in Kickstarter specifically, last night on stream, we did like a quick dive to see the most popular projects on the platform to see if they used AI. Spoiler alert, they all did. So it is extremely difficult to even know what's real and what's fake with what you're backing on Kickstarter now, it seems. It is so fucking absurd. I'm now curious if everyone is pitching Kickstarter products with AI videos to make it seem more professional. I actually haven't checked Kickstarter scams in a while. I bet that's a very common thing now, though. Let me see. I'm just going to see what like the top funded projects are at the moment and see if there's any AI video for it. All categories... Popularity. So the most popular thing right now is called Pick Pack. Let's see.
We all have too many and choosing them is a nightmare.
This doesn't look like AI.
They're basically trapped on our phones.
But the song sounds like it's Suno generated.
Is there any better way?
Oh, wait. Is that an AI voiceover?
Is there any better way? Meet PickPack, an e-ink album that custom feeds your
That's definitely AI voice. So I'm pretty sure that was AI Suno music and an AI voiceover. At first I thought it was just a very unenthusiastic guy, but it's just an AI voiceover. This is literally the most popular project on Kickstarter right now. Just went to the #1 and it's instantly usage of AI in the pitch. So yeah, safe to say it looks like Kickstarter projects have pivoted to now using AI to make it seem more professional. If only the coolest cooler came out now. Oh my god, these fucking names, brother. These are blasts from the past. The coolest cooler. Oh my god. No more charming videos of the guy turning around saying, "Oh hi, didn't see you there." Yeah. Well, it's just the death of like everything authentic. I want here. Let's go to the second most popular and see if it's AI. Maybe this was just like a truly unlucky time to hop in. The second most popular project is called the world's first desktop aeroponic plant ecosystem.
This is iZesty, a desktop aeroponic plant.
Immediately AI voice. It's crazy. Oh my god. Is everything on Kickstarter all AI now? This is #3 most popular.
Hello everyone, this is your old friend, Titanier.
It's good to see you again, Titanier. It's excellent. It's been too long. It's always good to see an old friend, Titanier. Oh my god, it's despicable. What the fuck? Yeah, so Kickstarter looks like it's all AI now. Just checked Indiegogo, it's the same thing. Oh, I'm not surprised. Indiegogo was always even more scam-oriented than Kickstarter. But now, just for the sake of a little bit of fun, let me see. Let me sort by most popular there. I bet that one's ballistic. So it looks like the most popular right now on Indiegogo is the Foldio 4, the bigger, brighter, better foldable photo studio. Let's see.
Hey, Kickstarter, we're back. Since 2011,
Oh no, man. Everything is so cooked. And it's not even Kickstarter. Well, they probably have it on Kickstarter as well. They're probably double fisting on the crowdfunding. 400k raised, by the way. Yeah. I mean, it's never been easier to scam. AI has made scams easy, instant. Yeah. Not surprised. This just reminded me, have you seen the most recent Kickstarter scam game? It's called Puff Pals Island Skies and raised $2.5 million. The guy behind it basically took the money and went into hiding. You're telling me something called Puff Pals Island Skies raised $2.5 million? Even without knowing it's a scam, I'd hear that and would never even consider putting money into it. Let's see, Puff Pals Island Skies, huh? Wow. This looks even worse than I could have imagined. $2.56 million here. A wholesome life simulator game where you can collect, farm, customize, and explore new lands with cute and fluffy puff pals. You can pre-order the game. Let's see the pitch. Excellent aspect ratio here. What the fuck is this? Hello? Pardon? Okay, we'll just go full screen. This take place in heaven, or what's up? Grow and customize your very own farm. No AI voiceover here. This must have predated the wave. Very cool. Not my kind of game. So what happened? You said the creator went into hiding. So he took the money and ran? See the comments. 9,000 comments. Requesting refund, requesting refund, requesting refund, requesting refund. Hey, got some bad news for you. Doesn't work on Kickstarter. There's no obligation, and no one's coming to help you. Learn from the air umbrella. Most recent update is May 20th from Fluffnest. Let's take a peek. The development of Island Skies has been incredibly challenging, to say the least. For the past few years, we were under NDA with a third-party studio and couldn't discuss many of the things happening behind closed doors. However, now that other parties have made some of that information public, we can speak more openly about what's happened. After Kickstarter, Fluffnest entered into a milestone agreement with Roommate Studio to develop the features necessary to deliver early access based on the GDD we created for the campaign. Agreement was for $1.1 million over the course of 1 year. This will leave around $500,000 of wiggle room, approximately $1 million from Kickstarter. I don't give a fuck what happened. Problem with management, wasn't ready for early access or alpha. Alright, where things are now. As we approach finalizing the new agreement, it became clear Roommate's senior management does not have a clear understanding of the project's current state, how much work remains. Because of this, we can't trust that the issues we've already faced won't reoccur. We've informed Roommate we won't proceed unless their leadership presents a plan to directly address these issues and commits the necessary resources to Island Skies.
This Kickstarter might be the biggest scam ever, and their CEO is allegedly running from the law. See, a while back, this viral plushie company called Fluffnest announced that they were making a brand new life sim game called Puff Pals Island Skies, and they raised over $2.5 million out of their 75k goal, mostly by selling limited time plushies that you could only get through the Kickstarter. And Puff Pals looked pretty legit, with trailers showing a lot of the core features already working, so naturally the community trusted the team. But what they didn't know is that by the time the first alpha playtest came out, Fluffnest had already burned through all the Kickstarter money, with huge chunks of it reportedly going to plushie production instead of the actual game. And when their plushie business collapsed in early 2025, well, everything spiraled from there, with hundreds of orders going missing without refunds, the Puff Pals trademark expiring, and even the game's website ended up getting shut down. Now, the CEO, named David's been hit with over $2 million in lawsuits from his former employees, the banks, and even the outside studio that they secretly hired to make the game. But while he's been allegedly dodging service and refusing to show up to court, the backers are left getting ghosted on social media.
Very cool, David. Very interesting. So he tried to outsource the game to another studio to make it. That still didn't work. Man, I tell ya. If you can't trust Fluffnest, who can you trust? Selling plushies of your game before the game even releases is wacky. Well, this is the first time learning of this whole company and scam. But based on that short, it looks like the plushies existed first, and in order to drive interest and money to the Kickstarter campaign, they were offering the limited plushies. So it was for their already established plushie business, which ate shit earlier this year and shut down. Seemed like they were a legit business before it went tits up making this game. Maybe. Or maybe this was always the plan, David's nefarious scheme.